Alright, let's just check that we went live correctly. Yep, okay, seems fine. Right, so... a second... Okay. So this should be live. Right, frames are encoding, all that's good. Right, so today we're playing Elves. I guess before I start the deck description, the reason we do not have the usual deck list on the side is simply because for some reason the tool I've been using, Visual Decklist tool, is having trouble loading. So I don't know if it's like a bug specific to today or if it's having trouble with Elf cards, or because they haven't been loading before, or if it's a bug specific to just today, like their server or something. So I'm gonna keep letting them run. And hopefully that kind of comes through. So, that said, yeah, Elves. So I'll put the visual deck list basically as soon as I think it's loaded. If it's loaded, if it hasn't, then at least you have the deck right in front of you. You can go back to it. And there we go. Okay, so Elves, yeah. Let's talk about the deck anyways. So, basically this is just a combo deck. The main combo behind the deck is Devoted Druid with Vizier of Remedies, and then you go for Azuri, Renegade Leader, add a bunch of mana, give Trample to your elf creatures. So basically, Devoted Druid is add a green mana. You can put a -1/-1 counter on, untap it. So like, normally this like only allows you a short one burst, but Vizier says that if you would put that many, you put that many -1. So basically, Devoted Druid puts that many -1, so 0, but it untaps. So you produce infinite green. So the idea is if you go turn 2 Devoted Druid, and you hit Vizier off your turn 3 company, or if you can turn 3 Cord, which is possible, I believe, if you go like Mystic Druid. You can always add a counter because, like, again, you're not adding the counter at all, so it's okay. So this taps. So you can go to 5 mana with this. Right, so Devoted Druid on its own is like a kill if you have access in your hand to 2 of... if you have access to a Court of Calling plus an Azuri, you basically win on turn 3. So you Devoted Druid up to 5, Court of Calling for 2, get a Vizier, then you have Infinite Green, then you play Zuri, then you give your elf creatures Trample, and this attacks for lethal. And that's it, right? So that's kind of like the cool combo, the infinite mana portion and everything. Pretty powerful. But yeah. But what it does otherwise is, while it is pretty powerful, it does to essentially every removal spell in Modern basically hits this. So what else does the deck do? Otherwise, the deck uses the Elf combo shell of Nettle Sentinel, where it's a 2/2 where a green spell untaps it, and Heritage Druid. So the idea is like you have Nettle Sentinel and Heritage Druid. So every 2 elves you play, so basically Nettle Sentinel, with 2 Nettle Sentinels and a Heritage Druid, you can just keep chaining elves and add mana that way. And then the idea is you get an Azuri Renegade Leader, which is the kill of this deck. Before, like, the deck had access to cards that are banned now, like Glimpse of Nature, but with Glimpse of Nature, you could like basically keep drawing elves and keep comboing off. But because you can't, basically what you do is you play out your hand, then you go for a Collected Company for value or a Court of Calling, you get your Azuri Renegade Leader out, and then you just give all your elf creatures +3/+3 and Trample and Smash. So the Azuri is really important. That's why that's 4 in the deck, although it's a legendary creature. Is you're essentially killing with Azuri very often. And yeah, it basically plays value. There's a Fauna Shaman main deck, which is like kind of the last card. I took this list from, I think, the 2nd place finisher in Madrid, Team Unified. And I took it because the main deck looked the most solid to me, and the sideboard was really great. Looked great. The Fauna Shaman's not like super great game 1, since everything is so redundant. You have multiple 4-of copies. But post-board, it's a lot better since post-board, you have all these random 1-of cards that you can tutor for specific situations. Obviously, Court helps, but Fauna Shaman works well too. And then you complement the Fauna Shaman with card rebuilding, so the Shaper Sentries, and the Lead the Stampede, and then Path to Exile against like matchups, like creature matchups, and Rest in Peace against Graveyard decks, since this deck doesn't really get affected by the Graveyard at all. You'll notice the mana base, even though it's a mono green deck, well, it plays like 1 white spell main deck. It plays a lot of white post board, but main deck just 1 white. So it plays 4 Horizon Canopy because you have so much mana. The 1 Penal Haven kind of for value, the Razorvich Thickets. Cavern, it only plays 2 Cavern in this version. I've seen a lot play more, but I think that post board Cavern is pretty bad. You know, like, you don't really need more. I guess, like, if you were worried about counter spells in your metagame, I would play 2 or 3. But normally counters can get Collected Company or Court, so I think that's why they cut at least the Cavern. I think that's totally reasonable. And post, yeah, as I say, post board the Cavern is pretty awkward. I mean, naming Spirit or something is bad. So yeah, so they cut on Caverns, and they have free basic forests with free fetches, so they don't get destroyed by a Blood Moon randomly. It's hard for the deck to be destroyed by a Blood Moon, but it isn't impossible. Right, and then you have Archdruid, kind of a Lord plus mana. So right, so we're not going to get a Greagle Force, so yeah. Yeah. Right, so I'm going, unfortunately, again, the deck list isn't loaded up, so I'm going to just leave the link on the side, which is going to look awful. But at least that way you can have the deck. I'm not the biggest fan of this method, but we do with what we have, so... Alright, so we're gonna... Text... Can I can make it scroll, but that's not very relevant. Right, so Verdana... not ideal. I would much rather use the visual deck list tool I've been using, but sadly that site is not compliant with me now. Right, so... We have some spare real estate here, so it's okay. Right, so... Right. Bear with me while I make this look okay. But yes, we're changing decks once again, so... Oh, sorry, text. Right, so deck list. We don't need it to be this big as text goes. I don't actually need deck list to be this big. Alright, so... Score can be a bit bigger. It's actually pretty nice for this one, because at least we haven't changed the deck much. Okay, so... Right, this isn't optimal, and I realize this, but at least you have access to the deck list during the match. For people who, if you're interested, and yeah, I'm gonna need to like refer to that deck list a lot, because we're playing Court of Calling. Right. It's time to play a league. Let's see. Trophy leader just got one more trophy, I guess. 23 is a lot of trophies for competitive modern. It's a ton. Right. Oh, yeah, this list is stock. Dustwatch Recruiter. I guess the difference is you don't really... Your combo kill isn't Walking Ballista. Your combo kill is Azuri. So that's why you don't play Dustwatch Recruiter. But and Fauna Shaman is an elf as well. So this hand's a keep, although we're taking a lot of damage. We also have Vizier. Having Vizier in the opening hand is actually super, super bad. Because the guard does nothing outside of combo, and it can get Fotsies and stuff. So having it in the hand is mega bad. We're going to keep because we have Llanowar Elves into Archdruid. Well, we're going to get our value later. I'm not sure about the Fauna Shaman, though, so... Okay, Scalding Tar in turn 1 is normally bad for us. Right. To be fair, against the Fotsies decks, you don't want to try to combo off. I like having the option, but you usually can't afford so. Like, I would like if this Vizier wasn't in my hand. Because, like, yeah, now I can't combo off. I have to value game. This is really unfortunate. But it's fine, because, you can still win with Collected Company and assorted stuff. Right, so Llanowar Elves. Depending on what my mana... If my opponent leaves mana to kill this Archdruid, I'm just going to play all 3 of these. Like, if they go, like, fetch line... If there's, like, an untapped fetch line or something. 13, okay. Like, this is clearly Death Shadow. Can't be that good a matchup. Okay, so Fiddle push our Llanowar Elves. Now, we could cast Devoted Druid. It's not likely that our opponent has a second push. Devoted Druid can't combo, but it is an amount of mana. I could also play 2 Llanowar Elves, which I think is probably better. Yeah. Also with Death Shadow, it's a lot... What you want to do is just build up a board and one-shot them. So we're gonna not do too much incremental damage. Playing the 2 Llanowar Elves also puts them in a position for Collected. They bottom their card with Opt. So, right. Right, this is a turn where they should go double Fret. But then we have to scramble a little bit to stop. Okay, Fotsies takes the Archdruid. That was like the rationale to play Archdruid. We can play Archdruid that turn anyways. Okay, so it's fine. Death Shadow, second one? No, Dalfred, right? This is super fast, sadly for us. But they're down to 2 cards, so if we get a good Collected Company, we might have a shot. Like, an Azuri off a Collected would be good enough most of the time. Court of Calling with Azuri's good here too. So here we want to play Nettle Sentinel and Devoted Druid. Because Devoted Druid is a ton of mana, so although I tapped the elf, that was wrong, of course. Actually, no, it's correct. I don't want to take damage. If I'm gonna like not block here. If our opponent has Temur Battle Rage, they have Temur Battle Rage. Like that's just like end the story. They already played 2 Fotsies, so like right. So here we take the damage. Go to 5. Now they are at 6, so this Court of Calling could be pretty good. But our opponent just passed here, so they could have Stubborn Denial, which would be really awkward. Right, Heritage Druid's interesting. Heritage Druid is interesting because it kind of it doesn't really pay for itself. Well, it kind of does with Cord, right? Yeah. Okay, so the question here is like, what do I attempt to do? Do I basically, because like, let's see, 1, 2, because Devoted Druid's 5, so I can always get something for 2. Here, my line... Like, we could always... Like, the other thing is I could cord for free. And attack with Sentinel and put my opponent to 1. But I kind of like playing Heritage Druid. Like, attacking with Sentinel, playing Heritage Druid and passing. The plan to block and cord then, next turn. We'll block Wily with the Devoted Druid since the mana won't be as necessary. Actually, if we have Azuri, the mana is okay, like pretty important. But we'll attack with Sentinel here. Yeah. Right, so Snapcaster Mage. Right, so they go Snapcaster Mage Fatal Push, which is kind of what was expected. But we'll see what our opponent Fatal Pushes. We'll let them block this, and we can get an Archdruid. Oh, they just do this? Okay. Let me think. Let's just play this Heritage Druid. Right, so now our opponent's probably going to push, but we can get Dwynen's Elite. Dwynen's Elite... Dwynen's Elite would have been really good before, but yeah. Right, let's just see what happens here. I definitely want to wait until my opponent Fatal pushes. If my opponent doesn't push here, that's... Okay, so here we get Heritage Druid. So... what's the order of the decks being played? If you look at my stream description, there should be a link to the full schedule, so you get like literally every day what I'm playing. Why am I playing a combo deck cold? Elves is like the deck you should not play cold, and I'm playing this cold. Okay, so... I could get an Azuri, but then I'm probably gonna die. I could get an Archdruid, or... I think the keys are Dwynen's Elite, Archdruid, and Renegade Leader. So if I get... Let's do these one by one. If I get Azuri, I have to pay at least... like, I have to tap out, so that's no good. And Archdruid kind of falls on the same, so Dwynen's Elite is probably where I want to go. Yeah, I think like Dwynen's Elite is what we want. It's 2 bodies for the mana cost. And it doesn't force us to block with these Llanowar, since we can untap our Devoted Druid. Actually, we're gonna untap the Devoted Druid. Yeah. So we want a Court here. Yeah, we're gonna Court for 2 and get a Dwynen's Elite. Yes. Yeah. Dwynen's Elite is surprisingly good against Shadow because, like, of the 2 bodies. It puts him in a really awkward spot. Because, like, our opponent's down to, like, 1 card in hand. Not sure what it is, but... yeah, so here, if our opponent attacks with both, we can just untap this Devoted Druid. And basically block both with our 2 cards. Which gives us, I mean, we're not in the best shape, but we have a chance. Azuri's interesting, it allows us to regenerate. So it makes... we lose to Cold against command, I think, anyways, at this point. Yeah, we lose to Cold against command no matter what, I think, here. Here, if we play Azuri... having the double canopy was really awkward this game. Because we took, like, at least 6 damage. So that was kind of a frustrating one. I could get Azuri in play. And then we would have Regenerators. So if I get Azuri in play, I can regenerate and block. I guess there's a shot. It's not a very good one, but it's a shot. Yeah, let's see. If I do that, I play Azuri free. Then I have Llanowar and Dwynen's Elite up. And then Azuri's ability is really hard to activate. But I can regenerate an elf, yeah. I think this is the line. It's another elf though, so like we could take also 1 less damage here. Because we're getting Stone Rain by doing this, sadly. Actually, 1 second. I think the line here is we lose if our opponent has anything. So if we attack for 2, and then we have Azuri plus Llanowar Elves to block, and our opponent has literal air, we could have a shot. So we attack for 2 here. Yes, this is the line. So we have to hope our opponent has nothing, and then we Azuri like this. And then we can block both threats. If they have nothing, they can't attack with both. Because if our opponent attacks with both, and they have nothing, then we can just block, and kill them for 4. I know this is, like, super unlikely, but you gotta, I mean, you have to just play to your outs. Opponent doesn't have Pull Against Command. Or they have it, or they have Fatal Push. Okay, well, we lose then. I think this line was fine. We can't win against anything anyways, so... Okay, so against Shadow, you want, I assume, Shaper, Scavenging Ooze. We want Lead the Stampede to kind of get us time. Fauna Shaman seems bad, since we're not looking for Silver Bullets. Path to Exile and Rest in Peace are considerations. Selfless Spirit is okay, but not great. Okay, we don't want these. Yeah, right. So what do I not... The problem is, like, what do I board out? I don't like the Devoted Druid Shell. They have Fatal Push and way too much discard, so at that point, yeah. So we can lose an Azuri as well. I think we're just going to go for, like, a value game with Rest in Peace and Paths. So we Path... So, like, we win with random creatures, and we just Rest in Peace their graveyard, Path their, like, shadows, and yeah, that's the line. I guess if that's the case, Selfless Spirit is not so great, because they... Actually... Well, you need Selfless Spirit just because they poorly board in like some mass removal. In this line, if we're less combo-tastic, 1 Azuri cut is okay. We could cut Accord since we're less about silver bullets. We're more about card advantage. So, yeah, there's only 1 Vizier because it's just a dead card if you don't combo off, and you have 4 Chords, 4 Collecteds, so it's fine. Like most lists only play 1, I suspect. Right, so we want to lose... We want a value game. Archdruid feels a little bit like a liability, but it is a Lord, so I don't want to cut Lords, because games are going to be longer. What do I cut? Lead the Stampede. It's a bit awkward with like all these other cards, but I think Lead the Stampede is for like these type of matchups, where you want to... Wait. How many hits do we... Lead the Stampede seems bad. I don't like this card, actually. I don't know why it's on the sideboard. Probably not for this matchup. Like, if you're against Control, you're not boarding Path and Rest, so yeah. Okay, sure. So, Lead the Stampede is bad, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, because it's like draw 2.5 on average. But I don't want to play, like, just Divination. Right, so what else do we board out? We're less combo focused, so the Heritage Druids are a little worse. Yeah, Heritage Druid becomes worse. Because, yeah, Sentinel's still a good card. In general. Like, you just have to play a green spell. I think this is fine. We'll submit like this. It's also a 2-2 for 1. Okay. Right, we have this Rest in Peace, so this is a pretty decent hand. Right, so... Misty... I'm gonna get Temple Garden now, although it loses life. I could also... No, Llanowar Elves is better. It's always better to go Llanowar Elves. Because, like, this is the card that our opponent might push. Nettle Sentinel are never pushing. So, like, our opponent might, rather than do a discard spell, they might push, and then our Rest in Peace is unreal. We're hoping our opponent doesn't have, like, discard this turn. 16, jeez. What the hell? I'm just gonna skip this. Right, engineered for 1? Well, that's actually really good for us. Well, it's not great, but I'm clearly not gonna run these Nettles into it. And also this Rest in Peace becomes pretty great because I'm pretty sure that Explosives is like one of the few cards that my opponent can actually use to kill a Rest in Peace. I think this was not very... I don't like this play, I think. Right. So now, yeah, our opponent's like kind of in trouble. The only problem, I guess, is... Oh, we have... is like, they could crack this to kill our Llanowar Elf. So... Here, I'm going to start with Selfless Spirit. And then we're going to play Dwynen's Elite. And then I'm going to crack Selfless Spirit if needed. To save my Llanowar Elves. Which seems terrible, but I just want to make sure this Dwynen's Elite is good. Also, Explosives for 1 means our opponent couldn't play Shadow that turn. So yeah. Yeah, end of combat. You can't attack because all of this has, yeah. Siding Sickness. Opponent has to crack this at some point. Fail push the set. Yeah, I mean, okay, sure. That's fine. Bloodstained Mire. Double push? No, tapped land. Okay, sure. That's fine. All this is fine. Hopefully we're stranding some Delve cards in our opponent's hand. Because Death Shadow is still a problem. Island, okay. Right. Zuri's a pretty interesting draw. Let's see. If they go Snapcaster, they're probably going to just block. Let me think here. Do I want to play Zuri pre-combat? And, like, just have Llanowar Elf up? Yeah, we can play... Actually, I can play Zuri, keeping up to, this Horizon Canopy, since I'm always keeping the green mana up. And this regenerates in case our opponent's plan is to Snapcaster Mage. It's bad if our opponent has Kolaghan's specifically. But we're always getting blown out by Kolaghan's no matter what, so I think this is fine. So attack here. Yeah, I think our opponent probably has, like... They could also have, like, a Wrath effect. Yeah, Shadow's definitely going to be a bad matchup. Right, so they have Kozilek's Return, so we're going to regenerate this Dwynen's Elite. That was unfortunate. I wonder if playing it pre-combat was correct. Probably not. I was worried about Snapcaster Mage. Kozilek's Return, if they have it, they have 1 or 2 of it. And they're always, like, going to want to kill Selfless Spirit there. Liliana, jeez. Okay. Yeah, our Nettle Sentinels are going to have trouble here, but we can play 1. Let's see. I can crack this. Although we need lands. Maybe... Oh, Shaper Sanctuary's great. I'm going to run this out. Oh, I shouldn't have run that out. That was a super big mistake. That was... Oh my god, that was awful. I should have just played Nettle Sentinel there. Like, it's true that this is good. But our opponent's gonna just Explosives this. So that was super bad on my part. Like, I should have played Nettle Sentinel that turn. Right. Well, opponent's getting to Tassiger mana? Like, actual hardcast? They normally don't have enough lands to hardcast Angler, though. Right, they should crack this Explosives. Because Shaper Sanctuary is not a card they can beat. What the hell? Yeah, I'll draw a card. Yes, thank you. Yeah, I'm not convinced about that play. Liliana Ultimate is a way to win for them, but, yeah. Right, so here... Okay, we play this, naming Elf. And now we have Liliana the Last Hope, which we will need to kill at some point. So... This is actually a really tough play. We really need to get to Collected Company at some point. So... And we don't want this Liliana to ultimate, but they have Explosives for 1, so this is their plan. If I play Nettle Sentinel, they cracked Explosives for 1. And the Shaper Sanctuary goes. This is why I should have played Sentinel last turn. Oh, they terminated our Dwynen's Elite. I'm gonna play... Let's see, if I play Mystic and draw a card... I should have tapped the Cavern for what it's worth, but yeah. Yeah. I know I should play only one elf. The question is which one. Engineered Explosives? Okay. Well, next turn we can play double Nettle then. Well, you have to. Our opponent might have the land for the Tasigur here. Opt? Okay, that's fine. This Rest in Peace, I suspect, has been very good. Right, but if our opponent has Snapcaster, this is really awkward. Right, so... Path to Exile is interesting here. I should have... I'll use this anyways, it's fine. Right. Sure. Right, so now we really need to hurt Liliana. My opponent, if I was my opponent, I would run out Snapcaster Mage now. Or this. Discard a card, 2 damage. I guess. This is really bad. We could draw Archdruid. Archdruid would at least allow us to kill the Lily. Well, to make sure it doesn't ultimate. We're in trouble though. If that Lily ultimates, there's almost no out. Shadow's not a good matchup, by the way, but yeah. This is not good. Right, we lost basically. I can't beat this, I'm pretty sure. Opponent's gonna ultimate this and I'll be over. They should ultimate this. I mean, there's no reason not to. It's never getting better than that emblem. I don't think you need to keep that card around, really. The emblem is just game over. Yeah. Okay, you can... I mean... well, I guess we're gonna exile our own Nettle Sentinel instead to get a land, but... Let's see, what can we... Court of Call... If we, like, Collective Company into, like... We need, like, Izuri. Plus, like, a lot. We need Collective Company into other stuff. Right, so we have no cards. Brutality's really good against Elves, too. Why can't they draw, like, more of their... Why? Why would you plus Liliana in this spot? That's just, like, the most risky play possible. Like, I mean, it's not risky, it's just... I think it's just wrong. Like, I would start this train now. Like, I can't kill it anyways, but... Right, they get the emblem. But, yeah, I don't understand this play. 1 second, we can... We're gonna wait till this ability resolves. And then we're gonna play Collected. Right, so... We want Archdruid and... Oh, this is bad. Seeing Collected and Chords is really bad. Any order is fine. Well, we're not winning with Razor Verge. Our opponent will win eventually, so we're gonna concede. We don't have flyers, so the zombies are just gonna get us. Okay. That matchup is atrociously bad. I played from the Shadow side, and this matchup felt super easy. Like, you have Snapcaster and stuff. Like, even that game... I mean, Rest in Peace is still good. Like, if our opponent had drawn, like, the Snapcaster, Tasigur, Gerbag half of their deck, then our hand was pretty good. I don't know if it was bad luck. You know, like... Our opponent drew quite a few lands. They didn't have a Shadow. I guess we ran into their, like... Kozilek's return. So that was kind of a rough one too. Okay. Right. But yeah, Death Shadow is a messed up deck. Yes, Elf can win on turn 3. Against Death Shadow, that is insanely unlikely though. Right, this hand on the draw is a bit awkward. We have a lot of clunk if our Llanowar Elf gets killed. But I think we keep anyways, because Elven into Druid is really good. Oh, come on again. Really? Come on. What do I have to play against all these Snapcaster decks today? Like, yesterday I had the Ponza deck. I did not play against a single Snapcaster deck. Today I'm playing the combo deck, and I'm playing against Infinite Snaps. Come on. It's ludicrous. What can you do? What can you do? What is wrong with him? They should take Elvish Art, Llanowar Elf here. Really? Is there? Okay. They probably have a Fatal Push for this. Well, we're showing the Llanowar Elf. And we're naming Elves and playing this Mystic. Yeah, our opponent... if our opponent takes this, then the plan should be to push here. They could push the Archdruid too. They could go like Fetch Land. If they go Fetch Land... If I draw another 1-drop and they go Fetch Land, my plan might actually be to not play one of these. But yeah. Like yesterday, I did not face a single Shadow deck with Ponza, and that matchup's atrociously bad for Shadow. But today I face, like, I play the combo deck, I face Shadow again. It's kind of insane. Right, Fatal Push. Right, no reason not to because you don't have the Fetch Land. That's fair. Right, so here, just name Elf. Tap this and play it. Yeah. Yeah, the Elf deck requires all its... Not all its cards, but a good portion of them, and this is just brutal. And Shadow operates with like a bunch of 1-mana disruption spells that are all relevant against you. I don't know if matchup Modern is all about dice roll matchup. It's just like... Yesterday I was playing Ponza, and... Yeah, like, come on. Like, I could have played against Death Shadow yesterday. It would have been like a joke. Like, I've been like... I think I was Inquisitioned. Actually, there was an Inquisition deck against us. There might have been one Snapcaster deck or two. There was blue-white, but that was ridiculous. Yeah, we played against blue-white. It was ludicrous yesterday. We just Stone Rained them and Blood Moon them to oblivion. It was totally insane. Right, so Serum Visions. Let me check these Serum Visions. The first Serum Vision's top, so that's great. All are... Wow. My opponent bottomed their first card with Visions. Right, so I wouldn't kill this. Yeah, Inquisitions here is fine. Ponzo went 3-2 twice. I honestly thought the deck was fine. For what it's worth. So here... Nettle Sentinel is perfect because I did not want to attack. Like, if I hadn't drawn the Nettle, then this would have been a really tough decision. Because you don't really want to attack Shadow too much, but yeah. Right, but we basically Blood Mooned like the basics that were non-relevant. Our opponents didn't know the matchup, so they spreading seas pretty aggressively. Our non-Utopia Sprawl lands, and then we just won that way. Opt. Right, so our opponent's get a Shadow here. Yeah, you can spread it. The thing was, I was pretty aggressively like destroying their islands. Like Primal Command and stuff, so yeah. They could Spreading Seas their own lands, yeah. Spreading Seas is really good in that deck, but we just happened to like... Stone Rain is really bad for blue-white, because they don't have that many hard counters. So Stone Rain particularly was great. Okay, so Angler, that's what it is. Death Shadow as well. Right, okay, 2-2 Shadow, and they have one more card. Right, so here, we have 1,000,000 mana roughly, so... I'm gonna sacrifice this. They don't have a like counter spell so for creatures, so we'll use this. Draw a card. Misty's really bad, of course. We'll play Mystic here and pass. No, I guess there's no point. Right. So here we can't really attack, so we have to pass. I was really hoping for a company there, which I probably would have accompanied on upkeep. Okay, so they have one card. No attack is interesting, but probably correct. It means that they probably don't have a Snapcaster, because I would have attacked pretty hard if I had a Snap there. Horizon Canopy, sacrifice again? At least Horizon Canopy is showing why it's insane. Okay, so we have Cord, which we can cord for. We can cord for 1 million here, roughly. Yeah. Let's see, because this is like 4 mana, but I don't really want to cord now. I want to cord and untap. Am I going to DreamHack Hearthstone Intense? Well, it'll be Montreal. Oh, I should have maybe corded upkeep. I want to wait until they try to do something here, though. Thoughtscour themselves. What do you think? If they have Snapcaster as their last card, this is hard. So they had Stubborn Denial. This is gonna look awful. I think it's fine, but I'm not happy really. Okay, Never Fail Push is fine. I have played Storm, by the way. That was like day 4, I think. Yeah, but yeah, for DreamHack, I'll maybe go to the. I'll go to the Montreal one next year. I don't know if I'll like actually travel. Okay, Thoughtscour number 2. Now our opponent's got a fetch land. Let me think. I mean, they're gonna like they can always fatal push the Azuri, so yeah. They lost the Steam Vents, which is right. So they Thoughtseize. This is where we want to cord. This is like at this point, so right. We'll cord for X equals free, I guess. There's no 4s in the deck, so right. So X equals free. Untaps this Nettle Sentinel. Then they have their Stubborn Denial. Okay, that's fine. We were never getting around that, but it's not the end of the world. Since now they have no cards. I'm pretty sure they had the Stubborn before and they drew the Thoughtseize. Attacking here is super bad. I guess you could attack with a 5/5 Angler, but that seems risky as hell. Azuri? Oh, that draw's perfect. Let's see. Our opponent's got nothing. So if we play Azuri, then this literally boosts Azuri, and this is like pretty good. Let me think here. Let's see. I know I'm fetching a forest, so I might as well do that now. Right. Okay. So our opponent has no cards. They're at 9. I'm pretty sure this is lethal, but they can, no, they can block 2 creatures. It's not lethal. And the problem is then this Death Shadow becomes huge. Because this is, yeah, I can play Azuri, and then 1 second. I can play Azuri. I kind of have to attack with at least 2. But I think I can just block Death Shadow on the Mystic or Sentinel. And then, like, yeah. I think it's fine to just attack. Like, our opponent has no cards, and putting them to a very low life total. Like, they don't have a Battle Rage here, so, you know. We're also not untapping this, which is kind of awkward if we draw a blank. We don't have many blanks, but they do exist. Yeah, this isn't lethal, but we can... Oh, our opponent just can see. That's actually much better. 1 second. I'm going to put some light. Yeah. You can win against Shadow if, like, they don't pressure you. So, okay. So, we don't want the combo. We don't want the Fauna Shaman. We want to lose 2 Heritage Druids since it's hard to get a critical mass. We want to lose an Azuri. Actually, we can lose an Archdruid. I think Azuri dies too easily and the regeneration's good, so maybe that. Right, we want to lose a Cord. Since we're less about combo, we're more about, yeah. Path to Exiles, Rest in Peace, Selfless Spirits, and Shaper's Sanctuaries, and the Scavenging Ooze. We didn't want to lead the Stampede because of, yeah. No, I mean, they were in a bad position, but they shouldn't have conceded. So I could have attacked with 2 creatures. Right, but if I attack with 2 creatures here, my opponent can block Death Shadow on one of them and take the other one. And then when, you know, and they can fetch first because they're taking a trample damage. And then when when damage happens, basically what happens is the damage is assigned, and so they block with just Shadow, not Angler. And then you take the damage to your face, so you go to free, say, and the Shadow grows to like a 10/10. So attacking with 2 isn't correct because you give them the Angler and the Shadow still in play. And then you have to face both those cards. And if you lose Azuri, you might lose from that position. So that's why attacking with all 3 is correct. Is because of that situation. Like, because when damage, like, you're checking state-based effects, the Shadow is basically too big. That's what happens. Okay, so... Right. Yeah, we don't want, like, cards that run us too much into stuff, so Archdruid's probably not very good, now that I think about it. I don't really want another Chord. I don't want to, like, be too heavy on the big mana stuff. And there's nothing I mean, Ooze is okay. But yeah, maybe, especially on the draw, I guess on the play, maybe we get another, we want more card quality, so we might have the 4th Chord. Okay, so, sounds fine. Okay, our opponent mulligan, that's great. Turn 1 play here is actually really hard. Okay, the mulligan of 5, okay, this might be easier. Because we could go for Heritage Druid. They top their card. Let's just see what happens here. Okay. The most obvious play is to play Llanowar Elf. But if our opponent has nothing, we could go Heritage Druid Llanowar Elf. I'm okay. The problem is then we lose if they have a... like, this puts everything out. And if they have a Kozilek's Return, that's how you can lose. So that's like the angle. That's why I wouldn't want... Like, I may go for this line, but that's why I maybe wouldn't go for it. If I go for Llanowar Elf this turn, then I can go for Archdruid. I think the Heritage Druid line might be better because it involves killing a Nettle Sentinel more. Also, like, do I really want to attack with Sentinel is the other question. Like, the 2 damage is... Yeah. I think I prefer Llanowar Elf and just developing into Archdruid and not taking that risk too much. We don't want to deal too much damage in the early game. You want to let your opponent do that job. Okay, okay, yeah. Right, so Llanowar Elf. If our opponent has a kill for this, yeah, we can at least get a Nettle Heritage. So it's not so bad. Right. If we draw a land, of course. Okay, so our opponent just doesn't. What are my sorry, let me double check if they kept on top. Yeah, they kept on top, so they didn't sack their fetch land. My front runners to the PT, I don't know yet. Right now, I've been liking the Spreading Sea, Field of Ruin deck style decks. Like, they've all performed very admirably. Burn's been pretty impressive when I played against it. Although it's unlikely that I would run that, but yeah, it's been impressive. So yeah. So, right. So our opponent tops with Serum Visions. And then Inquisitionos? No, okay. Rest in Peace is so powerful that I am going to play it here. Because it's way more powerful than anything else. Right. I guess I can do it with that and leave the cavern up. It's not a problem. Right, so Rest in Peace comes, and that does a good job. Then I can play either Heritage Druid or Nettle Sentinel. But Heritage Druid works later, so I'm okay with the Nettle Sentinel here. I think Rest in Peace is too powerful, especially because our opponent might like want it, like is gonna need Delphrets and Snapcasters to kind of claw back from this card disadvantage position, or a mass removal spell. So they bottom both Serum Vision cards. Right, Delta. Yeah, okay. Water Grave. I'm basically gonna path a shadow right away if I can. Because I don't want them to like stubborn denial it, and they probably will have kept it because we have Collected Company in the deck, and are probably boarding in some other cards. It's interesting that our opponent's like considering the life total change here. Death Shadow is like their only way to win, so I think it's okay to take some damage, especially because I may not attack. Dwight into lead is kind of nice, because it's like this midway point. I kind of like playing Heritage Druid here and then Collected Company at the end of turn. Although our opponent only has Blood Crypt, let's just... Yeah. I'm less certain about it because Collected Company runs into a Wrath effect. But then we run into Stubborn Denial by letting our opponent untap. But then the next time we can have, I think Coco right away is okay, but we would need to hit 2 Archdruids. This is actually a tough one. But we would hit 2 Elves. If we hit Azuri, we have Regeneration mana up. So I kind of like going for this now. Because we could hit like a lot of different cards that would be great here. Like Azuri would work well with Heritage Druid. Or Selfless Spirit is also great. We don't have Azuri though. Archdruid isn't great, so... Like, Scavenging is obviously bad. So like Selfless Spirit at least is pretty good. So I could get the Archdruid here to pump my team. I'm definitely getting Selfless Spirit. Because that requires removal plus mass removal. I could get the Archdruid, I guess. The Elite like goes wide, so the Archdruid is probably better. And then once we have both Archdruids, because like return doesn't do much. So I like Archdruid and Selfless Spirit here. And then any order is fine, because we'll draw a fetch line first. Right. Now there's the question, like, do I attack for free? Because we have an answer to Shadow, I'm okay with this, but it's pretty awkward though. By the way, if our opponent like fatal pushes the Sentinel, like 100% letting that happen. Right, so they don't have push, which is good. And then next turn we can go Path plus Archdruid. If my opponent has discard, then it's awkward, but you know, what can you do? Yeah, we win the match. Our opponent mulliganed, and the rest in peace probably colded 1 or 2 cards. So that's good. I think the Cyber plan against Shadow is totally fine. It was just in that other match we got pretty unfortunate. That's the problem is like your opponent has to draw the wrong half. And yeah. I like Modern though. Modern's a good format. Like, I mean, this is the 13th deck I streamed, and none of the decks really resembled one another. Like, there are some shells that like come back, but all of the decks have been different so far. Yeah. What do I think about Jeskai Queller? We're gonna try Jeskai, so I try to reserve judgment. I am not a fan of Jeskai. I thought the deck was good in 2012 or 13. And only Queller's the only, with a scan is like the only real edition. So my line is I don't think the deck is that good. That said, I think that a deck with 4 snaps and 4 Quellers is just inherently powerful. I think that a deck of that type and a GP is great because it's really hard for your opponent to play around a lot of the cards. So yeah, we're gonna keep this hand because if this Devoted Druid survives and we hit a Vizier off this, we win. Or if we draw a Chord in a land. Like, it's a bit awkward that it's a bit vulnerable, but we could draw like different things. But yeah, our opponent's mulliganing, which is good. It's a bit awkward if our hand gets Thoughtseized, but we could draw a 1-drop or 2. Even the 1-drop on turn 2 isn't that bad. But yeah. Okay, they're on Tron. Okay, we're basically on speed. Okay, Nettle Sentinel. We're definitely playing Devoted Druid here. Not even close. Okay, so hopefully they don't Tron on turn 3. They could, of course. They Tron on turn 3? That's awkward. Yeah. Problem is now, like, we need to get insanely lucky to win on turn 3. Oh, Sanctum is great here. Right, so Sylvan Shrine, and our opponent's getting some land. Tower, okay. Oh, wow. Vizier? I think that's lethal, right? Like, we just play Vizier, and then untap and play Azuri and win. Cool, that was easy. This is pretty click intensive, but yeah. I'm gonna focus on the clicks. What I'm gonna do here is just use Azuri's ability so it's clear what's going on to my opponent. That way they may not make me go through the actual motions, but they might. It's not like that slow. Like, it is pretty slow, but it's not like an insane amount of time. Like, I'm not gonna clock out against Tron. Come on, dude. We got better things to do with our lives. There should be a faster way of doing this. Like, there should be a way to macro, but there's not. Yeah, okay, fine. They said, right, they got it. Yeah. Yeah, that was great. That was why you want to... Right, so that turn is why you want to play Elves. That's like... that's the turn that explains why this deck is something you should play. Right. Yeah, it's... Oh, Deceiver is slow too. Okay, so... we kind of want to keep combo focus. So... Because we're basically not boarding much. We don't Path, we don't want Self... We might want Selfless, just because of Oblivion Stone. Shaper Sanctuary, no. Ooze, no. Lead the Stampede is like... I mean, we could run it, but I think it's too slow. Oh, Sage is okay. I don't like Kataki's War Wage. Like, our can just sack their stuff, and they have lots of mana. We want these... Well, we definitely want these free. That much is certain. And then we want to board out the cards that are the slowest. We can board out an Azuri, since they have very little removal. So... And we're boarding in like more expensive cards. I like the Fauna Shaman in post-board games. I guess the Dwynen's Elite is probably the weakest card, since you just want to be full combo. And you don't really need the value creatures, so Dwynen's Elite seems like the weakest. Yeah, losing an Azuri is fine, I think. Right. We don't want lead, I think. Lead the Stampede is like... It is drawing cards, it's just... we're on the draw. I think on the play we'll play lead, but not on the draw. Okay, we're fine with this. Yeah. Okay, well, we're keeping this hand, and hopefully we're not getting Thoughtseizer on our Mystic turn 1. Keep... I mean, yeah, this hand's fine. Mind Sensor is pretty powerful against this deck, but we're probably not going to be able to cast it on time. Right, so Mystic. Oh, sorry, I should probably play my land first. Mystic. This matchup's like as straight up a race as you can get in Modern. Forest, okay. If we get a land, okay, so crack this for a forest. Let me think here. Because Mind Sensor is so good, but if we Archdruid, like, yeah. We could also go triple elf. I think it's okay to pass here. It's a bit weird, but... Our opponent kind of knows something's up, but they should have, yeah. Right, so now we Mind Sensor. Right, they search for cards. They got a mine, that's good. Clearly not what they needed. Yeah. Oh, the cookies I gave at the World Magic Cup. So at the World Magic Cup for the Canadian team, we gave a bunch of cookies to everybody. I gave maple cookies. They were like maple cookies, I guess is the best way. Oh, before Fatal Push, yeah, Tron played Pyroclasm, so this wouldn't be a problem, yes. They don't have Pyroclasm now, because... The thing is, Thoughtseize and Collective Brutality are much better cards in average. Okay, so they Collective Brutality, and we lose our Chord. But this would have been much worse. Like, Archdruid would have been infinitely worse against this. Right, so play this for Elf. Okay. And here we have, like, tons of mana, so... Actually... I just want to, like, load the board as much as possible, because we have, like, all the mana. Wait, 1 second. Is this what I want to do? What's the fastest clock? At this point, I'm just, like, looking for a clock. They discarded a second Brutality? Okay. At this point, I just want a clock. So, Archdruid gives me the most mana, but I have nothing to do with it. If I play the Archdruid after... Let's see. This is an attack to 19. Then it would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 10. So it's a free turn clock. Yeah, we'll go with that. So, yep. Nettle, Nettle, and of course we like random triggers, so we're playing these the wrong way around. Llanowar Elf, right? And then we have 6. Yes, we're gonna just put always yes. Wait, always yes, rather, yeah. Right, attack with Mystic. Yeah. Right, so next turn we play Archdruid and then we hope for turn 2-turn clock. Oblivion Stone's super awkward. Makes our 2-turn clock much worse. Our opponent has to have a natural land. But we have nothing to really stop this, so I'm just gonna go for it. If our opponent has it, they have it, I think is... I don't think it's that bad an idea to just run into it here. Always yes. Yes. Yeah. You know, it's awkward, but if they like running to stone is awkward, but it's not like we can really run around it at this point. Our opponent took Chord of Calling. Fatal Push. Okay, Fatal Pushing the Sentinel is a symbol that they don't have the land. Our opponent wouldn't Fatal Push here if they had the land, so... They're probably going to have it next turn, though. Create Elective Brutality? Right, okay. Third Brutality, wow. Okay. Pendelhaven's good here. Let me think here. We really need the white for a Vizier, but I don't want to run it into stone. Pendelhaven's great. I'm just gonna sack this Horizon Canopy. Since, yeah, I can't imagine myself... Okay, Chord is interesting. Chording for 1 isn't very good, though. Because right now it would be a Chord for 1, right? Yeah, Chord for 1 doesn't get anything I care about. Right, so we attack for free here. Yeah. That Mind Sensor was really good. Right, so our opponent could get land for stone, but, you know, that's the breaks. They're very likely to get there on time. What is this for? This is weird. What costs 4? Ballista for 2? Oh my god. Tron plays Ballista? Really? You let me untap? Let me think here. This is actually a really hard turn. What could I chord for? What could I collect it for? Let me double check the list. So, post-board, we don't have many differences. We have Selfless Spirit, which is not that great. Yeah. Which is not that great against Oblivion Stone. We can get, we can't get Reclamation Stage. So, Reclamation Stage would be the card we get here, by the way. Let me think. If I collective company into 2 creatures, we can't, like, that would leave us with 4, but, like, that's not very good. Yeah, we want to... Soulless Spirit doesn't blow out O-Stone because they have Ballista, but Reclamation Sage does. Now, I could get Reclamation Sage now, which might not actually be that bad. But I think we can do better here. Like, do I pass? Because if my opponent has, like, a literal untapped land, it's bad. But I could collect a company and then chord. I can't chord for a Reclamation Sage now anyways, so I think I'm just going to pass with collected. That's the line. Because I don't want to, like, use Pendelhaven attacking here, so we're going to just pass. And our opponent's plan is most likely going to be to play land and have O-Stone up. Or, like, pump this Ballista. But we have Pendelhaven, so it's not so bad. Sanctum of Uggin's really awkward for us here, since now we don't want to collect a company. Yeah, like, natural land was really awkward. Since now O-Stone is good. Now we can't really do anything. Once they upgrade Ballista, though, I can chord, I guess. Or wait, no, I can't chord, because, oh man, this is bad. We're gonna just untap and hope to draw Heritage Druid. Heritage Druid is good because it allows us to get there, right? It looks super weird, but I think it's fine because like Heritage Druid is basically 2 mana. Okay, we're gonna play Heritage Druid here since we get to 6 and we can chord for a Reclamation Stage if needed. Right. So here we don't do anything and we wait to see what happens. Okay, so our opponent is gonna do... Well, they're definitely doing something here. I don't know... Okay, so they put a counter, so now we have to probably kill this O-Stone. I could also... Yeah, no, we need to kill O-Stone. I mean... I think like going for collected company here is probably a mistake. Because like we have to get like insanely lucky. Chord, if we chord though, we get what? Reclamation Stage. This Ballista's gonna still walk over us. But we could collect it into a creature. Let me think here. Okay. Okay, we chord. We use Nettle, Llanowar Elves, Heritage Druid. That untaps the Nettle. We get Reclamation Stage, so we have Mystic, Nettle, and Reclamation Stage plus Pendelhaven up, and we can and we can collect it. Yeah. Okay, so that's the line. Oh wait, no, it taps his house totally. Oh my god, this is so hard. Getting Reclamation Sage blows, like, makes this Ballista destroy us though. And Collected is super risky though. If I don't get Nettle, like Collected's bad. Yeah, like what happens if I don't get one second. If I collect it. Okay, this song is bad. 1 second. Cool. No, we can't Rec Sage Ballista because the stone destroys us. Right, so we could collect it. What we could do is collect it. Jesus, this is even worse. Okay, something lighter, please. Okay, so I could chord. I could collect it, which untaps the Nettle and lets me with 2 cards. The like 2 elves. I hit a 3rd elf. If I hit 2 more elves, then I get Nettle. Those 2 elves. That's okay. So let me see. So that's gone. Yeah, but I can't chord. I can chord or yeah. Oh, sorry. Yeah, I can chord or... Yeah, let me just hit Oblivion Stone. Get a Reclamation Sage. Destroy the O-Stone. I think we can beat Ballista because our opponent doesn't have Tron, but yeah. Now we're kind of... This Penal Haven's tapped, so our opponent should Ballista away some stuff. Power plant? Ugh. What is this? Worm Coil Engine? Opponent should definitely use their Ballista. On Heritage Druid, at least, I agree with that. They got attack with Ballista here. No, that seems bad. Right, okay, so... Our opponent can always kill this Sage. I don't really care. Let's see. I want to collect a company while our opponent's tapped out. And we can hit a Archdruid or an Azuri. Even though it tells our opponent we have it. It gives them the information, which is awkward. But yeah, okay. Fauna Shaman. There's nothing good we can get now, right? Because Reclamation Stage is gone. And Mind Sensor's done. Yeah, there's no other card I really want to get. So we want probably Azuri and Dwynen's Elite. Is that the line? Probably. Any order's fine. Right, so... Alright, we got a little token. Okay, we can't attack because that Wormcoil Engine is a problem. Right. And we pass. Now we have Azuri. It can't protect itself, but it's not so bad. Right, so our opponent attack was Wormcoil Engine, which we have to just take here. Actually, I can just block and regenerate. Because, like, Azuri can't regenerate... Actually, I'll take the 6 here. I think the Pendle Haven up is more important. Like, me taking 6 is not a problem. Here. Another Wormcoil? Okay, Ballista adds a counter. Not much I can do about that. Right, okay, so now they're going to kill Azuri. Yeah, Azuri's dead. Sadly, not much I could do. Well, we could attack here at least. This attack isn't that embarrassing. Yeah, our opponent can't quite kill us with Ballista yet, so... We can't cast our Vizier, which is really frustrating, but yeah, that's fine. Right, so... how can we win here? I guess an Elvish Archdruid would kind of do the trick. I mean, we can always block this Wormcoil eventually. I'm not going to block it this... Am I not blocking it here? If I go to free, then our opponent kills me with Ballista pretty easily. I go to 12. Yeah, I have to kind of block it here. Not happy about it, but you do what you have to do. Sylvan Scrying, so they get... Yeah, okay. Well, I mean, we haven't done much for a long time, so... We were gonna eventually lose to something, like... I assume... Our opponent has Tron, and they're gonna just win. I assume they have, like... Yeah, that works. We can't beat that. I'm just gonna concede here. Save time. We can't beat Oblivion Stone in that spot. Okay, so on the play... I like lead the Stampede a little more. Kataki is also a little better on the play, because sometimes you can just hit a map or a star, so it's okay. And then we can lose the Dwynen's Elites. The Dwynen's Elites work well with Cord, but I guess they weren't that bad. It's just like the car. I guess it's very good with Heritage Druid too. Nah, we don't want lead, I guess. Dwynen's Elite is fine. We already have like pretty high, yeah. I think this is fine. Yeah. I like the Kataki on the play. What about the Fauna Shaman? Is the Fauna Shaman really that good? You can only get... Getting Mind Sensor is really powerful, I think. Or a Sage, so yeah, we'll keep that in. Yes. Well, this hand's a keep. It's a bit risky, though, as far as the hand goes, because if our Llanowar Elf dies, we don't have interaction, and if our Llanowar Elf dies, we're in trouble. But I think it's fine. I don't understand why I can't just cast it like this. Like, why do I have to, like, collect this green mana? That makes it uncounterable. Right, Chromatic Star. So here it's between Azuri and Dwynen's Elite. I know I'm getting a Temple Garden. I like Dwynen's Elite because we have Court of Calling. And we might want to get a Devoted Druid here. Right. The only problem is if our opponent, like, kills this Llanowar Elf and then, like, we don't draw a land with Brutality. Yeah, that actually... That's... Black? No, green. Okay, green is probably a good sign. Well, I mean, they might get Tron super early. And we have no disruption. Okay, like, green into Forest is great. If they get a Blooming Marsh, that's bad, probably. They got a tower? Okay. Oh, is it? Oh, wow. Heritage Druid. Okay, what could we do here? We could... Heritage... Let's see. What could we court for if I played this? It'd be 5, so X is 2. So I could court for Devoted Druid, but that's not really what I want, really. Devoted Druid with Azuri isn't that bad, though, because, like, basically, Azuri with Devoted Druid is, like, 2 mana. Because, like, but, like, you have to pay up front. Because you get +3/+3. Double Coco? Oh, well, if we get super lucky, yeah. We'd have to get, like, insanely lucky. I don't even think that's true. I know we're playing this Heritage Druid, so let's just play this. Because, like, it's not possible to double collect a company here. It's possible I should collect a company now, though. No, because I need to pay this. So, I mean, we don't have an elite left, so we can't actually hit the nut. But we could play the Azuri out, and then there's not much our opponent can do, so... Yeah, I'm just going to collect it now. Oh, Devoted Druid only? That's really... So we just paid all this mana for a 2 mana Devoted Druid. That's just unfortunate. A 4 mana Devoted Druid. And now we can't Azuri. But that's okay, we can win next turn, so it's not so bad. Yeah, that was kind of unfortunate. A second elf would allow us to play Azuri out. Okay, tower. Chromatics here. They're probably gonna go collective brutality here. Oh, well, that's good. Probably win then? Oh, our opponent could have push. But once we play Azuri, that push is not really happening, so... Oh, they can push the Azuri? One sec, let's think about this. Okay, they can definitely... Okay, we can get the Forest now. Right, so what we want to do here is we want to court for Vizier first. Because our opponent has to respect the Vizier possibility. And then we can court for 2 here. They probably have push here. X is 1. X is 2. Let me think here. If we do X is 2, is there any reason to do X is 3? X is 3 would get Azuri or Archdruid, which we don't really need or want. I think it's fine to do X is 2. X is 2 gets us Kataki, which isn't ideal though. Okay, we can do X is 2 and just see what happens. Our opponent has to push here though. If they don't push, they lose. Yeah, so I mean, I can untap it. Doesn't really do much, but yeah. Right. So X is 2. Do we want a Coco first here? If he pushes in response, we want a X free. Let me see. Do we just collect a company here first? I guess I could collect a company in response to see what we get first. Oh yeah, collect it in response. We got our Devoted Druid. We can get... Kataki doesn't do much, so we can get Archdruid and Devoted Druid. Right, bottom. We don't win here. That's the problem. I could get Fauna Shaman as this kind of like hybrid. Or let's see. If I get Vizier here. Vizier. Yeah, because that like free mana, like Archdruid. I could have gotten like another Archdruid, I guess. But it turned out that it was important. I should have collected in response anyways. Just in case I hit the Vizier, I win. So our Devoted Druid being 1 free makes me want this. I could get the Vizier or the Selfless Spirit. I think the Vizier is higher equity. Right. Because I don't want to run out this Azuri. Selfless Spirit? They can't really Wrath our board. Like, we can kill them next turn with just Archdruid and Azuri. Oh, shoot, they have Tron, right. Oh, that was a mistake. I made a big error there. No, Vizier's worse. I forgot they have Tron. If they don't have Tron, then I should get Selfless Spirit here, since I win next turn with Archdruid and Azuri. So I should have gotten Selfless Spirit, and we're gonna get Karn? We can deal with Karn. Because like, yeah, this Vizier is... The Vizier is pretty bad, so I don't mind it. If my opponent's plan was to exile Vizier, then I'm totally fine with this line. But I should have gotten Selfless Spirit anyways. Definitely should have gotten Selfless Spirit. Okay, so now... we cast Azuri for... this much. Then we add 7. Our Elves creatures have trample. Yeah, we win. Okay. Man, thank gosh our opponent didn't plus with Karn. We played that match bad. We got lucky on the game itself, but I should have gotten Selfless Spirit. Since, yeah. But our opponent seems so... Yeah, because of Oblivion Stone. I forgot about Tron totally. Oh, did I know about Tron? Let me think. What did they play that turn? Because I think they searched Tower, and they played Tower that turn. So I probably knew about Tron, yeah. So I should have been careful. Yeah. Okay. I thought Game 2 was super interesting. I thought Game 2 and 3 were both very interesting. Right, we'd like to play first. Oh, we're keeping this hand. Start with... we're both on green game 1, so we might as well just get Forest. Play Alish Mystic. We want to make sure we get our second mana, so... we can play then next turn. We'll see what my opponent's on. Then we can make a decision as to what's correct. It's weird there's no like green-white devoted... value devoted combo hybrid. But I think you could easily build one. Right, so Misty Rainforest is not usually a removal card. But there's no cost to going Heritage Druid into Dwynen's Elite. Since that's what we're planning on playing, but like this order is better. So we go Heritage Druid, and then we go into Dwynen's Elite. But then we have mana for more stuff. If this works out. Like, I could also play Sentinel here, but Elite makes more sense, because if my opponent has removal, then... at least we get some pressure on the board. And it's okay next turn to... Temple Garden's probably not doing much here. If they want to Path to Exile my Heritage Druid, that's totally fine. Since... Yeah, I don't think that pathing that was correct. Because, like, it basically gives us mana. Like, it stops us for a turn, but, like, we can still, like, we can easily collect a Company or Chord. And, like, the card we get off Coco or Chord is way more powerful than anything we could have done that turn. I think pathing there was incorrect. Because they know we're a combo deck, so I think pathing was super bad. Well, we're going to name Elf. Now I have to think, but I think my line is just to cast all these. We could also, like, sack this Horizon Canopy. I guess sacking the Horizon Canopy is totally fine. We can still devote power to the board. And if we get Collected Company... We can't cast Coco if we draw it, though. So yeah, maybe the correct line is just attack. The correct line is probably just attack and just see what happens. Right. It's a bit awkward that we're attacking when with Nettle Sentinel next turn, but like we're probably not winning a game where we don't draw an Evergreen spell, so yeah, this is why I wasn't a fan of pathing. Like, look, our opponent pathed her Heritage Druid, and like the next turn we still emptied our hand. So like, I was not a fan of pathing the Heritage Druid at all there. I think they should have kept that for like an Azuri or something. Okay, they're on... Are they on Hate Bears? Because that matchup should be Corsair Crewfix. Oh, they're on the like green-white value company deck. This is the deck. Right, so we want to sack the Horizon Canopy, draw a card. Hopefully it's a spell. Because if it's not, we're in trouble. Yeah, if we don't hit a spell here, even a Dwynen's Elite is not that great, but... I mean, we'll run it out, and I'm gonna have to play this Brazier Verge anyways. So yeah, just... Yes. Sadly, we can't do anything here. We need to hit Chord or... If we hit, like, Azuri, Chord, or even a Coco into one of those cards... Well, not into Chord, but yeah, you get me. Like, an Azuri would be powerful. Wow, so our opponent just has 2 Cocos? Okay. At least this isn't a land. If they miss their land drop, this is even better, of course. Surprised I didn't attack. You are correct. You should be surprised. That was incorrect not to attack. 1 second. Is it? Our Devoted Druid does nothing. So our opponent just blocks Dwynen's Elite. Or, yeah, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It would have been 5 damage, which isn't that much. And then next turn now, we'd have 1 less creature, right? So it'd be 1, 2, 3, 4... 5, 6, 7, 8. It'd be 4, so it's 5 down to 8, then 4 down to 4. But then our opponent, then we lose free 2/2s. So then we're down to 1, 2, 3, 4 elves, and we can't really punch through. So I don't think attacking is correct here. We just want like yeah. Oh, because it allows us to draw Archdruid to win. I think we win anyways if we Archdruid very quickly. So I could attack here. Yeah. It's gonna get worse to attack every turn. You're maybe right though. Well, since their deck is full of creatures. Okay. Oh, come on, really? I never forget. Well, attacks become worse every turn. Maybe attack... No, attacking... I mean... Okay. Our opponent... We're really lucky that our opponent also is drawing kind of... Like, the problem is once our opponent draws a land, yeah. Yeah. Because we have Horrors and Canopy in our deck, so there's really not that many lands that are dead. Okay, our opponent passed, which is interesting. Right, like Llanowar Elves is not great, but at least it's not totally dead. Because if we hit Azuri, it's just a one-shot kill. There's nothing like our opponent can do to interact with Azuri. They draw Noble. Why did they not... Oh, I guess they pathed their own Trialist Tracker to hit a land. Okay, that makes sense. I'd probably have pathed the Voice though, but yeah. Right, so they got a land. They're gonna collect a company. I'd Coco now, because you can get, like, the client. I guess our opponent has another path in hand. But yeah. Now this was the problem, like, Archer wouldn't have gotten there, because it's pretty obvious they had a path the way they played their first one. They should Coco now. There's no drawback to not doing so. Right, Coco. Right, Knight of the Reliquary and Bird. Okay, sure, whatever. Right, because you can get this Hornets on Canopy, so like you're not drawing that crappy card. You're actually playing it for free. Come on! I probably shouldn't have played the Forest, that said. Can't attack still. This is getting a little ludicrous. Our deck runs 18 lands. We're not even like drawing Llanowar Elves, which I would totally get. Okay, so our opponent plays Witness here, probably gets Path back. We drew 8 lands, I guess, out of 16 cards in the 18. Oh my god. So many outs, so long. Like, you know. I drew cards for my deck. Yes, sure. Right, so yeah, this is better. Sorry. Coco for weakness. That changes your top deck, and then you can get a path for whatever I get. Azuri should still be way over lethal, though, if we get it. Because there's nothing they can do to prevent, like, the Absorb... Oh, they got Horrors on Canopy off the top with Azusa. That's really powerful. Yeah, you get Path. Path, like, we have no more basics in our deck, too, so Path is not even... We have just a collection of cards, though, here. Right. Oh, man, Misty, too? Jeez. This is not good. This is not good. Our opponent, like, didn't do much for a long time, too, to be absolutely fair to them. Right, so they can play Heath as well? Jeez. All the value. All the value. And they have Knight to get something. We still win with Azuri, I'm pretty sure. I haven't like done the actual math, but the trample part is probably just unreal. Right. Might as well play it. Yeah, so now you sack both Horizon Canopies and you try to dig towards a... I guess you fetch once to dig towards a Ranu Map Excavator. You don't want this, so you shuffle. I think you should shuffle this. Like, why would you want to draw a land? I mean, it is land drops, I guess, but... Okay... This matchup should be really good for us pre-board. We just flood it out pretty hard. Because we only have the other... Yeah, well, the Horizon Canopy kind of cycles itself. The thing is, we only have, like, 14 lands that... Oh, Township, yeah. Okay, so we have probably a turn. At least a turn. Probably 2. Yeah. Not drawing Horizon Canopy is also awkward. We have, like, 14 lands that are just lands and not cycle. We drew... Well, we got paths into one, but yeah. Right, so now they have Bird on top. Ghost Quarter? Yeah, that just stripped mine at this point. Well, they should use it for themselves to shuffle, because it... Yeah. Right. My opponent could also kill this Devoted Druid. That might actually be the best thing if I play Azuri, is kill Devoted Druid. Oh, right, yeah, play the land after Tracker. You also tap your Ghost Quarter. Yeah, those are both bad things here. Yeah, our opponent's gonna probably win next turn. Not because they win, but because they put themselves in such an insane position. Right, so they can play land card. So now they can, like... Oh, they tap their Ghost Quarter, so that's great for us. Right, investigate. We can still win if we draw Zuri for sure. If we draw Court or Company... I gotta just Court for Zuri anyways if we can get it, so... Right, so you play Windswept Heath from your deck. No, you played it from your graveyard, right? Okay. Well, I guess you... Yeah. Like, our opponent's getting... Like, this deck is really cool. It's like, oh, infinite value. Right. They should have, like, started Ghost Courting us so that, like, Court and stuff, like, at least involves us tapping creatures. Because, like, every creature is bad. Okay, Mind Sensor is super, super bad for us. That card is, like, the actual nut low for us. Right, so... We're gonna take this hit, because it doesn't really matter much. 1 second. Is this lethal if I'm not careful? Free 10, 11... 3 more, 14. This isn't lethal, right? Right, I could just... I can... Let me think, because my opponent could block... Wait, 1 second. Because my opponent could sack Horizon Canopies. Well, they can't Township. They don't have a mana, right? I don't think this is lethal, so we'll just take the damage. Right, we go to 6. And, like, the bird isn't lethal next turn. Right, and now... Come on. It's actually lethal as well. No, it's not. It's okay. Dear God. Do I even want to play this Misty? Probably not. 1 second. We can only get Temple Garden. So I might as well play it. I'm probably not using it, but yeah. We probably lost this turn, though. Not just because of Mind Sense. Like, yeah, Collected Company, sure. We probably lost this turn. Our opponent could Ghost Quarter their own Township to basically pump. Yeah, they can attack. The problem is our opponent can attack with everything. We can survive by blocking with everything. But yeah, that doesn't help us win. This has been a very unfortunate game in many, many respects. It's an error for them. I think they should just Ghost Quarter Gavany this turn. There's nothing else that really matters here. Yeah, they Ghost Quarter their Gavany, then they replay their Gavany with random map and win. Jesus Christ. Yeah. We drew 10 of our 14 mana only. We had 10 of our 14 only mana lands. Not even counting the Canopy, because that at least cycles for a card. Right, they sack a Clue, that's fine. That doesn't matter. They tap their Ghost Quarter, jeez. They're giving, I mean... My opponent's going to attack with all their creatures, so we can't win from that position, because they have paths. We can win through path because we had a million creatures, and tons of mana, so that's why we could have won. We're not going to win through, like, our opponent attack with everything here. Because there ain't enough life. They should just attack with all. Yeah, right. Okay, so... And then we're forced to block. 4, 5, 6... There's 10 attackers, and we have 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 blockers. So we have to commit 8, and we're going to lose. So I'm going to concede here. We can't win from here. Come on. Flooded hard much? Right, so they're a value graveyard deck, but not as much as usual. So we're gonna have 2 rest in pieces. They also searched their library a fair amount. Mind Sensor's kind of okay. We want paths are like okay. I think you're trolling me, of course, but whatever. It's just an unfortunate game. We'll move on. Okay, Ooze is actually pretty good. Ooze and Rest in Peace is obviously an umbo. We still want to kind of be the combo deck. I guess Mind Sensor's not that great. The game was just unfortunate. It was definitely on the low end of losses. Alright. Rest in Peace isn't really required. It makes Knight a 2/2, so Knight of the Reliquary no longer becomes a real threat. They can Township, of course. I guess 1 is okay. We have Ooze as well. I like kind of staying combo, but with the Stampede because they have Path. I don't really like Fauna Shaman since we're not getting anything specific. I have to select soon. This is getting into time. Dwynen's Elite isn't that good against them because they have a lot of creatures, so it's a lot worse than usual, which means we can probably cut a Heritage Druid. And then we just want to max out on Isri's and stuff. 1 second. How's our mana curve looking? Heritage Druid is just a good card, obviously, but we're boarding out the Dwynen's Elites that make it really good. I think it's fine, though. They can't really interact with mana creatures too profitably, so... Yeah, we'll submit this. Fauna Shaman seems good. Maybe because they have no removal, too. Yeah, maybe I should have kept Fauna Shaman. Oh, we're keeping this. Not sure what they board in against us, to be totally honest. Right, we could get Temple Garden, but... Actually, 1 second. Do we want to get Temple Garden here? Opponent has Ghost Quarters and stuff. So, like... And they have Path, so, yeah. I want to make sure we have enough basics left. Alright, the next turn... Archdruid... Alright, they go for their Mana Dork. To be fair, like, the last game was a farce, mostly because also our opponent didn't really get there for, like, the longest time. Like, if they got there earlier, it would have been a lot more of a non-game. It's just our opponent did nothing for so long as well. So I'm flooding in my opponent's screen, and then they, you know, one day they just path their own creature, which was the correct line. I guess it was the correct line, because they had it, even with Hierarch on top. Yeah, actually, Hierarch is a guarantee, and you can always hit a land, so I'm not as sure. It's close. Okay, let's see what happens here. Birds of Paradise, okay. We want to fire our court pretty fast, because we've seen Mind Sensor game 1 already. Right. Our opponent's going to path on upkeep. So, because that's the case, do I want to court something? Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So do a court for 2. I don't think there's anything at 2 that's like that great. So, I'm just going to let this pass. I guess not much I can do. Yeah. Let's get a basic forest. Right, so Well, I want to play both, so we're going to play Archdruid into Llanowar Elves. Problem is if they have the Mind Sensor, this is obviously really awkward. Collect the company? Yeah, sure. No, I don't think you should wait. I think my opponent's correct in doing this if they hit Courser too. Yeah, they hit Courser Tracker, it's perfect. If they go... Right, exactly. That's why my opponent played super correctly there, which is great. It's good to see somebody... Okay, so that Mind Sensor, so we're definitely courting next turn. I don't know where or what, but right now... Just trying to... Right, so we need the most possible gas that we can get. So that would probably be Azuri. How much mana do we have access to? Like, Druid is free, so... 7, 8, 9? If we get Azuri, that leaves us with 2 mana, right? Which allows us to at least regenerate some elves. But we have to, like, we're also attacking. Azuri's gotta be the best target. There can't be, like, something better here. Right, Azuri's the best target. We need to get it now. So, add some mana. You want to use Heritage Druid? Probably not. Yeah, we can use Azuri's ability, but we can't use it attacking. Okay, X equals 3. Scavenging Ooze isn't that bad later in the game, but not now. So we want to get our Azuri down. Right, and then we play this... Let's see. There's no list command. If you want the deck description, like I've put the link on the sheet. Normally I give you the list, it's just that visual deck list has not worked for this deck for some reason. So here, let's see. I could, if I sacrifice the Herzen Canopy, I could draw into like a card I could play right away. So that's probably the right line since I can regenerate it easily anyways. Yeah, okay. We draw into it. I made a mistake there. I should have, I mean, I realized as I draw this, but I should have like sacked the Canopy first since that was the likely line. We get punished, I guess, but we had to court that turn. So, but I should have done this first. That said, like, if our opponent has a second path, the second Azuri is good. Like, Azuri is so good, I'm actually okay with having a second one. Because we have Archdruid. Right. So, opponents sacrifices because they don't want to draw into Knight. I'm guessing Knight is too slow. Oh my god, Engineered Explosives. Engineered is beatable. Because we have Azuri. It's not really... That's beatable. We have, like, free elves. Bit awkward if our opponent paths here, I guess. But we can add, like, some regen shields. Although our Azuri dies, but I think that's okay, because we have the second Azuri. And also, Explosives for free kills a Tracker and a Courser, which is awesome. Right, so here... Opponent shouldn't attack, that just seems... What would you attack here? I guess you could like sack clues and then like explosives, but attacking here seems wrong. Yeah. Like you attack here, I can block with both of these and regenerate them. But then wait, then you can explosives for 1. If you explosives for 1, that's bad for me, right? So can I like not block here? Let's see. Regenerate the Heritage Druid in the Elf. Let's see. You crack a clue. Then you have 6 mana. Then you can kill both. Yeah, that's bad. But then I keep Archdruid, Azuri, and a 1-drop. I think I could just take 4 here. Taking 4 is okay. Explosives, like, does stifle an attack. Actually, Explosive stifles the attack too, because, like, I have to regenerate them. So, it might be correct for me to block anyways, because if they draw Explosives and do it for 1... Because they can't do it for free, right? Unless they have... Because they played their land already. Yeah. Okay, so... I can block this tracker, and yeah, it's just probably... And if they Explosives for 1, I can save one of them. Because let's see. If they draw Explosives, they go to 4 mana, and they can't, like, use this Explosive right away. So... And if they do it for 1, we keep the Lenor... We still have, like, a 5 mana, so I could... And that Archdruid. Yeah, I think if they Explosives for 1 and kill their mana dorks, that's not so bad. So... I'm going to double block, and then we're going to regenerate them right. Kills the tracker, which isn't that bad. And it forces my opponent's hand into something bad. Alright, so they crack a clue. I'm just gonna wait until all this resolves. Alright, so they draw a card, they draw an Explosives. Oh, Linvala? Okay, well, we basically have to win the next turn. Right, so... Now we tap these 3 elves. Because there's an elf. Then we regenerate this Heritage Druid. And we regenerate this Llanowar Elf. And then they have Explosives for 1. I guess we can regenerate this again. Right. Right, so we can't beat Linvala, so we're basically on... Yeah. Linvala's really good against us. Kind of unreally so. Half? No, this is different. Voice? Okay. Is my opponent dead? That attack... Okay, so... Well, Vizier doesn't help here because we don't have Devoted. Let's see. This is 5 mana, so this is already 1 pump. Let's see. I'm just gonna do some math quickly. They have Linvala. Our opponent has Linvala, so I'm pretty sure I'm gonna aim to go for it. So the math is... Let's do this. Right, the math is we have Archdruid equal 5. Then we have 4 lands, so right, so +1. Okay, 1 elf. Okay, so if we activate once, because Azuri does pump itself, right? So activate once is equal to let's see, Archdruid activates. And then we attack for 2, 4, 6, 9, plus 12, so 21, and activate twice. It might not be lethal, but if we activate twice, then we lose one of the elves, so it's 2, 4, 7, 7 plus 18, so 25. So activating twice is the right line? Yeah, if we activate twice, then it's 25, right? It's more. So, I mean, I'm still going for maximum damage here. There's no reason not to. We're not winning the game otherwise. It kills the Courser. Yeah, so activate twice. We can also draw into Path to Exile, so it's not, like, over. Our opponent can't kill us on the crackback, right? Or can they? No, they can't. 1 second. They have Misty, so Voice is going to be 4, Tracker is going to be 9, and then plus, no, it's fine. Right, so I'm just double checking. Yeah, activate once with Archdruid. We're gonna activate once with Archdruid anyways. One second, maybe not. Yeah, we'll do this all now. Yeah. So right now this is 21, and if we activate a second time, it's losing 5 to give 9, so yeah. And our opponent also has explosives. But I think this is fine. Yeah, it's... if we drew a land, we actually would have been fine. A land would have been good here. Untapped land. But it was very unlikely, of course, as a draw. Right, so our opponent blocks, because they're not ludicrous. Then we reactivate this. Right, and then that attacks for a bunch. Okay, okay. Yeah, our opponent's at free. It's not that bad. And they don't have the mana... Oh, they'll have the mana for Explosives plus Linvala. But at free life, like, a Path to Exile is probably enough to get there. Depending on what my opponent does, of course. Yeah. Yeah, I could have done this easier, like, on the map, by the way, just by, Yeah. What I should have done, though, is I should have cracked Canopy, and then, like, I would have had Azuri. And I would have been able to... Yeah, that was the problem, is I should have cracked Canopy, because if I draw Azuri, I can attack for some damage that turn. Okay, so we take 6. And then I could have kept the... Or I could have kept the court. I'm pretty sure, like, I should have cracked Canopy first. I don't know if it would have lost me the game. I'll have to recheck later. If we didn't crack Canopy... Yeah, we would have had lethal. To be honest, I didn't really factor in Linvala. Like, random life gain and stuff, so, yeah. Linvala is, like, one of the few... Because, like, Explosives, we, like... Linvala is the only card that really demolished us here, because we could have beaten Explosives. On its own. But we can't beat Explosives plus Linvala. Yeah, Linvala is, like... It's also the Stony Silence deck, so these don't add mana anymore. Which is very awkward. Normally this has text for like mana abilities, but yeah. Opponent should play Explosives and pass. EE for free. My opponent's dead on board if they EE for free. Wait, what? What is this? Huh? What? You're dead. What did you just do? I mean, we have Path, thankfully, so it doesn't matter, but... One second. Yeah, they're just dead. Okay. Do we want to show our opponent Path? I think it's obvious I have Path to Exile in my deck, so... I'm just gonna Path here. I was hoping to see another card. Maybe that was a mistake. Okay, whatever. If it was a mistake, it wasn't a big one. Right, Fauna Shaman is probably okay. Because it's hard for them to kill Fauna Shaman. And I don't like Lead the Stampede on the draw, since our opponent's going to be very fast. It'd be nice if there was a creature in those colors that, like, dealt with a creature, but we don't. Like, is there, like, a creature in green-white that, like, when it comes to the play, kills a creature? I put in mulliganed. Because of Horizon Canopy and Double Path, I'll keep this hand, but it's not the best hand. I think the second Path isn't that great. Okay, our opponent kept and bottomed. They don't have a mana creature? Okay. Thicket Pass. The Vizier is also super bad. Fiend Hunter? Yeah, this deck should run Fiend Hunter in the sideboard. You should run Fiend Hunter with that Lead the Stampede. I would make that change like right away. If depending on like the time I write our second league, scavenging news, that's okay. I don't mind that card, right? Yeah. I want to ramp my opponents into Coco, so oh Jesus, really. We drew all 3 paths. I guess I'll just run out this Vizier anyways, because we'll need mana for Cord later. Yeah. It's obviously not optimal, but yeah. Oh, Fairground Warden is even better than Fiend Hunter. Although, like, yeah, I like Fairgrounds the most. That's a really good call. Yeah, this deck should run Fairgrounds in the sideboard. Fairgrounds Warden. Ghost Quarter, okay. Ugh. This attack is so tempting for me to block, but they have Witness. They passed, okay. If they Mind Sensor, I guess I'll path a Mind Sensor. Just, yeah, I'll path a Mind Sensor, so we can attack for 2 here. Most likely our opponent has nothing, and that 2 damage could be relevant. Our hand's super weird. Like, we drew all 3 paths, which is very it's not unfortunate, it's just rare. Oh, cool, they had Mind Sensor. Okay, well, that's fine. We have Cord. Right, so our plan is over 2 turns to win through our combo if we can. We have, like, all the paths. Since our opponent is on hate creatures, the paths are basically golden here. Holy smokes, it's a good thing we have free path to exiles. Dear God. What the hell? Worship. Oh man, that's some card right there. I do not have Reclamation Sage for this. This is really bad if I don't get... If I didn't have free pass, we would be like pretty much dead. Holy smokes. Yeah, no, Worship's great here. There's one piece of good news, which is I don't think my opponent can afford to block. Because if they block, they just lose, right? Let me think. What's my best line to victory here? Because I could attack. I kind of want to like make sure this Ghost Quarter is gone before the Mind Sensor, but it gives my opponent more mana, which is the only problem. They're at 2 cards. I really don't want to get Ghost Quartered when I have 1 basic force in the deck. Oh, this is tough because our opponent has like a bunch of free mana creatures. No, we can't afford for that Ghost Quarter to get us, so I gotta use the Horizon Canopy here. No, yeah, this is better. Yeah, we're gonna path this now. I don't like giving my opponent a land here, but like with Ghost Quarter, I don't want to get Strip Mined on one of my white sources. Okay, well, no attack since we're looking to win through infinite. Well, yeah. Next turn, we Court of Calling, we get infinite green, and we double path. We don't have a basic planes in the deck, just for what it's worth. Knight. 1 more creature, and we lose the game. Maybe I shouldn't have pathed for that reason. The Ghost Quarter or who? What did they Ghost Quarter? Or Razor Verge Thicket? Yeah, this is awkward. Actually, no, this isn't... Well, wait, this isn't awkward, because now we get a basic forest. So, yeah, this is okay. Yeah, so this isn't a problem, because now we can path, still court for free. Okay, we somehow win this game against Worship in our basically creature deck. Because of Worship, maybe I should have boarded in Reclamation Stage, but yeah, I don't know. Like, that seemed loose. Right, so... half that. Our opponent F6, which is great. Then we Court of Calling for Devoted Druid. Here, right. Then we untap. And now we win. Yeah. Oh yeah, Courser. I forgot Courser's an enchantment creature. Yeah, we should have I should have gotten Reclamation Shape just because it can kill a Courser and it can kill a random sideboard card. We got really lucky with our hand this game. Like game 1 we got super unlucky, in game 2 we got like mega lucky. Right, so add green. Right, get the combo online. Come on. You can do this. Add green. Let's just path this to make it clear to our opponent that we have what we need, right? That way they're... yeah. Because we have 2 elves that can attack, we can't lose to Path to Exile. Our opponent could have killed us with... could have stopped the combo with Path, but now they can't. Yeah. Okay, whatever. Come on. Why is this so long? I'm just gonna do it until I get enough mana for this to kill it, my opponent with Azuri. We can always do it now. Yeah, yeah. Let's not go into it. This game was ludicrous on many levels. Right, so that's 8 plus 8. Yeah, this is lethal. Cool. 8, yeah, 16. Right, we do this, and then that's it. Right, our opponent paths. And then we just... oh, sure. Or they're bluffing the path, it doesn't matter. Right. 8 and 8, 16. Cool. Right. Oh, sorry, no, we won that match with 3-1. I thought okay. I think in the Dark Boarding and Reclamation Sage, just because of Courser, I think the Courser was enough to go like, well, worst case scenario, this Reclamation Sage can kill the Courser. So that was a call. I should have boarded in Reclamation Sage because they have Courser. Not because I think they have Worship, but because they could have like a million different cards that would be awkward. Like they could also board in, the way their deck's structured, they could board in Grafdigger's Cage too. So like, I should have boarded in Reclamation Sage for sure. Just because like there's also Grafdigger's Cage. It was a mistake not to board in Sage in both matches, in both game 2s. But yeah, that match was ludicrous on many levels. But yeah, I think boarding in Reclamation Sage in the dark against those decks is correct, because they could have Cage and stuff. Oh, actually they can't have Cage. That's Coco. Yeah, they can't have Cage, but they could always have something. So. This hand's fine, so we'll keep. Yeah, so start with... what do we start with? I guess Nettle Sentinel, since at least it attacks for 2. And if we have another mana for Heritage Druid, we can just play it. Yeah, so Nettle. And then we can play Double Mountain. Is this burn? Fork Bolt. Oh my god. Well, I'm pretty glad my opponent used their Fork Bolt on this. If I had to like pick a card, that would definitely be the card I would like rather they kill. So we play this Devoted Druid. Yeah, they're on Mardu Pyromancer, but Basic Mountain is very rare for that deck. Okay. What do they do? Fotsees us? Lightning Bolt. Jesus Christ. Dwynen's Elite. Dwynen's Elite's great here. Because we can go Heritage Druid, Dwynen's Elite, Azuri, and our opponent's probably going to want to kill the Azuri, so that's okay. If they have the answer. Right. Ship. What, on Mardu? Well, I don't know. Like, I'm voting. Like, I'm letting a vote right now in case, like, you want to try. Our opponent could have Kolaghan's Command discard. That would be awkward. Oh, man. That's bad. This is all pretty bad. But we have Horizon Canopy for next turn. I still think... Oh, we got Kolaghan. I'm getting super lucky this game. Like, let's be totally honest here. Do I want to crack the Canopy beforehand? It's just so like I know what to select. I could also pass the turn here. Yeah, passing the turn is correct. I think I could also like attack for attacking for free and like going collected company. Oh, I can't do that because I need the creatures. I think this is fine. We can just pass here. Yeah. This makes like combat really awkward, and it incentivizes our opponent to go Fotsees. Yeah. Our opponent has a million discards, but yeah. I don't know about Swiss Spear in this deck though. Like this seems like the worst card by far. I guess it's fine. But yeah, I'd not crack because yeah, he has a million Fotsees effects as Shekshiro. We can do it at end of turn. We're just gonna like I keep going sorcery speed instead of Coco, and I should start like going back to our original. Okay, so Fotsees and Young Power are gone. Faceless Looting again, jeez. They play Swift Spear because it's like a way, I think, to kill you like at the end. It's not meant as a one drop. It's meant like as a turn 6 or 7. You like play it and like it helps you win. I don't understand the second looting here. Inquisition. This is great because we can let this resolve, and then our opponent can decide what they want to do. And they're like, right. Okay, so we collected company here. Liliana instead of Swiss Spear. Oh, that's an interesting one. Right, so now we can play... We're winning next turn, I think, now, right? Let me think. I'm pretty sure like this is pretty close to lethal. I'm pretty sure we're getting the Azuri. And... might get this Devoted Druid. Let me think here. Like, I'm pretty sure I've won, which is why this is awkward, I guess, for our opponent. But, you know, like, we should try. We should just count, right? So, Devoted Druid allows me to activate Azuri with our land on its own. Then it's... this is a nice thing about playing online. You can, like, do your math slowly. Right, so how much is this? 1, 2, 3, 4. So with Azuri, that's 5. This is lethal already, isn't it? I maybe don't need to do math. Because it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, plus 12. Yeah, it's lethal. So just play Devoted Druid and Azuri. And then, yeah, any order's fine. Then we'll regenerate this Devoted Druid. And we can block this Swiss Sphere. Right, and now we can just... I guess we can play Temple Garden, lose 2. Yeah, and now we can just do this. Right. And then we untap this to... so it's 4. Yeah, it's enough. Right, okay. Our opponent... I wasn't sure about that Fabled Looting. I thought that was the second one was a little aggro. Shaper Sentry's very good against them. Stampede might be okay. Sage, they poured in anything I should be wary about. What does that Mardu Pyromancer deck play? I'm not sure about their sideboard. I was very glad when they like just blew up their Fork Bolt on my 2/2. That was totally great. Where is this Mardu Pyromancer deck? Okay, it's there. The sideboard is like Blood Moon. They wouldn't play. The sideboard is like a bunch of random nonsense. Yeah, I think Sweepers more than hate cards is correct, the right line. So these are fine. Scavenger Use is okay because they have Bedlam Reveler. Selfless Spirit is okay. Rest in Peace is pretty powerful against them too. And they don't have many creatures, but Path is... I wouldn't want many Path. Actually, yeah, I don't think I want Path here. Yeah, Path is just not great. Because, yeah, they don't have that many creatures. They only have Bedlam Reveler and stuff. I think Rest in Peace is great. So what do we not want? We're unlikely to pull off the combo. We got super lucky there, but, like, yeah. I don't want Heritage Druids. I want cards that are good on their own. Shaman dies very easily, though. It allows me... Yeah. 1 second. I guess Devoted Druids are fine with Azuri and, like... They don't, like, do much, but they add a lot of mana. I guess, even without the combo, they're pretty good with Azuri. We could keep one in. I could board out an Archdruid because it's pretty big. Yeah, we'll just shave some copies of stuff, but Fauna Shaman gets Ooze. Yeah, I think this is fine. We'll sim it like this. Yeah, I don't want to overboard. Oh, Chameleon Colossus is another interesting card. I think it's not that great necessarily because they have Lingering Souls, but you know. Alright, so turn 1, Inquisition. I would take Dwynen's Elite here unless you have a removal spell for one of these elves. So if our opponent takes Llanowar Elves, they probably have a removal spell. Yeah, okay. Right, Mystic. Oh, I could have waited a turn. Yeah. Actually, I made a mistake. I should have waited a turn and had Pendelhaven with Mystic, and it's pretty... Oh, they have Young Pyro? Okay. Mystic. I'm not gonna... Like, let me see. My opponent could have 4... Oh my god. I'm sorry, I misclicked. This was totally meant to be Pendelhaven. That was like a horrific misclick. Like, I 100% meant to play Pendelhaven there, and then just play Dwynen's Elite and pass. But I massively misclicked. So now I'm kind of committed to the line with Dwynen's Elite. Like, unfortunately I misclicked. I can't undo that, so yeah. Right. Right. Yeah, if my opponent has like a mass removal spell, this is just awful. Oh, Lingering Souls? We can beat Lingering Souls. They're not gonna attack here. Zuri, oh jeez. Let me think here. Zuri is super good. I don't think I want to run it out though. Let me think. I could like attack with Dwynen's Elite here. I guess attacking with Dwynen's Elite's not that bad. Like my opponent has to block with 2 tokens. It is like an Azuri card. We can Coco though. If our opponent has a Wrath effect, it's awkward, I guess. I think it's fine. We'll... no, this blocks the Young Pyro. We'll just attack with Dwynen's Elite here. Yeah, incidental damage is really powerful. Right, so if we get one Lord, it doesn't work. But we could always get an Azuri and regenerate. Oh my god! That was awful. That's like the worst Collected Company. Get like one of the worst creatures in the deck. Okay, well... That backfired pretty spectacularly. Oh well. Right, flashback Lingering Souls. Hey. Lightning Helix or Devoted Druid. Well, we can at least prevent anything from happening. Okay, so... Right, so our opponent at least doesn't gain life. If they have Lightning Helix or Devoted Druid, we should board them in, because yeah. Yeah, our opponent can't attack at least. We have 2 cards. Nettle's interesting. I guess I want to play Nettle here, even though like it shuts down my Pendelhaven. We can always, yeah. Right, so here we pass. This is no good attack. Yeah, hitting that Devoted Druid and nothing else was awkward. Right, so our opponent passes. Alright. Opponent has 2 cards. They can't Bedlam yet. What is this? Kolaghan's Command? Blood Moon. Yeah. They Blood Moon us. I don't know. That seems... Do I ever look at deck lists on stream? Yes, I do. I'm playing online and I'm not, you know, 100% familiar with everything that goes on in Modern, so yeah, I have to. Right, okay, so our opponent plays Blood Moon. Our opponent should only attack with the Souls tokens if they attack with anything here. Right. Sure. Azuri and Mystic. Well, we don't really have much of a choice. Right, so we untap with Azuri? Holy smokes, okay. Oh, showing you a brew after the match? Yeah, you can link a brew. I don't mind seeing decks. That's all cool. Right, so I guess our opponent has Blood Moon because it like kind of counters Azuri, except not really. If they play Blood Moon, then I want to keep in max Devoted Druids. Okay, so I can use Azuri's ability here to essentially deal tons of damage. I don't want to put Azuri in harm's way, right? So what if I put Azuri in harm's way? Like, my opponent loses all their creatures. That doesn't seem so bad. And then we have another Azuri, so I think this is fine. Yeah, let's just do this. If our opponent kills the Azuri, it's not so bad. My opponent only has 1 card. I'm pretty sure boarding in Blood Moon is bad because it's like losing a card that doesn't kill anything. So they could like kill the Azuri with a Lightning Bolt, but it's not so bad. We have another one, and we have this, so they have to have a Ritual discard. Right, so am I missing something? I don't think so. Our opponents are forcing us to activate Azuri's ability, which we'll do. Right, so yeah, Azuri dies, but that's totally fine. We wipe our opponent's board out, and they're at free, so they need a like sweeper. Right, the Faithless Looting, sure. Oh, Footsteps of Goryor.deck? Okay. I'll have a check. Bedlam Reveler, well, they die, so whatever. This is over. Right, so we beat the Pyromancer deck, but I think our opponent wasn't playing properly against Elves. I think when our opponent like Fork Bolts our Nettle Sentinel, that's like insanely incorrect. Like, I think it's really bad to do that in game 1. Like, if you have, like, when my opponent Fork Bolt my Nettle, I was like, wow, that's just incredible. Okay, so we're 4-1. Before we do anything else, let's change this list. So we want a Fiend Hunter over this garbage Lead the Stampede, which has been nothing but awful. I think the rest of the sideboard's been performing pretty well, so I like the rest. We haven't faced Affinity, so yeah. Kataki's not been as good as it should have been, but that's fine. Yeah, Fork Bolt is just one of their best cards. Like, I don't understand why they Fork Bolted Nettle. This is like the least impact card. Oh, Fairgrounds. Yes, sorry. Yes, Fairground Warden. That is substantially better. Thank you. Right, and then Chameleon Colossus, but I think that's only good against Shadow. And like, they normally don't keep in Veil. They should, but they don't keep her in normally. So like, they should keep Veil because like we get to low cards or low board states pretty often. So against Shadow, so they should keep in Veil. But Chameleon Colossus is bad against Veil. It's very good against the rest of the deck though. Like, we could play one Chameleon Colossus. But over what? Chameleon Colossus. Oh, that wasn't. It was in From the Vault 20. I did not know that. Right, Morning Tide. Right, so the Death Shadow matchup was awful. It's horrifically bad. They have every card they have is interacts with you and costs 1. Like Stubborn interacts with you. Thoughtseize and Inquisition are great. Fatal Push is great. And then the Death Shadow matchup is awful. I played like from the Death Shadow side and it just felt super easy every time. And like post board, if they ever get like Last Hope going or Return, it's just the whole thing is just shambles. Because every card they have is like 1 mana interaction or draws them to interaction. It's bad. If we play Colossus, it does. I think 1 Colossus is such high impact that it's worth it, but I don't want to lose any of these Rips or Path or Shaper Sanctuary. I like them. So then we have to lose a creature. The only concern I have about Kitaki is that you're playing Kitaki against Affinity. And they usually have removal post board, like Whip Flare and stuff. So, but like, 1 turn of Kitaki is usually enough. Sanctuary seems bad. It's been okay, but it's not a creature. Right, so we want Fairgrounds Warden over the Sage. I want all these creatures, so I guess 1 Sanctuary is bad. Right, so we want Colossus here. Yeah. Sanctuary is like against spot removal decks. So if you're playing against like Grixis Control, then Sanctuary's nuts. Because you get to essentially all their cards no longer 1-for-1 you or 2-for-1 you. It's trouble. So I think we can have 1 Sanctuary. I think that's fine. Yeah. No, it's fine on like you can but if you play turn 1 it's super good and later it's okay. Like I think it's fine. Like if you have a better target, like if you have a 1-of creature that would be like super great, then I could like board this out for another one. But like give me a suggestion as to what to put in rather than just take this out, because I'm not 100% sure what. While we do that, I'm going to open treasure chests. Right, so we want our chests on stream. What is this? Oh, Resi Eldrazi Booster is like, right. So we're going to open our treasure chests on stream. Hoping for some good stuff. We got our 50 play points. That's, I guess, okay. This looks awful to me. Okay, we have a lot of random cards. So we have Aurora's God of Victory, which at least works with like our... Yeah, that's worth nothing. Lead to Stampede was better. Shaper? Shaper what? What is Shaper? Oh, Shaper Sanctuary, yeah. Burnton Forge Tender is interesting, but people have Kozilek's Return as their sweeper, and we have Selfless Spirit, so it's less. Bright Flame. I used to play this card in block. The slowest sweeper. It's worthless, of course. Cosmic Larva is also worthless, of course. Yeah. Petrified Field used to be worth money because it was like an Odyssey card and Dredge was getting big. It's like 164. It's pretty bad. Shizo's worthless. These are all bad. Hydroblast might be okay. Oh, wait. No, Hydroblast is the bad one. Yeah, and it was like in Eternal Masters. Yeah. Wait, this card is 8 tickets? Holy shit. This card is worth 8 tickets. That's insane. 8 tickets. Wow. Yeah, then garbage. Okay. So, 13 tickets, basically. 14 with this? Okay, whatever. That's fine. Not a disaster. Let me think while I do another league. Like, we've been streaming for what, 2.5 hours. Eternal Witness or Tracker? Eternal Witness. How about, okay, I'm gonna spend some time like re-looking at Elves, because I think honestly the games, we kind of got a wide swath of games, so you're not like, I don't think we're learning anything specific. So Tireless Tracker, I think like the more important part is to see how we can make our deck better, and like my thoughts on it and stuff. So yeah, okay, Tireless Tracker. The music is OC Remix, so they like remix old video game music. I loaded a playlist that has like 560 songs, so that's why you'll like hear me skipping or like not enjoying some of them, because obviously like music, like I haven't tailored this playlist because there's a lot of streams. In the future, my plan is to tailor the playlists so that there's a playlist of music I enjoy, and like that, and especially that's voiceless. I think that like vocal music is pretty bad on stream. Like I like background music, but I don't like vocal because I'm talking all the time and like it's super distracting, I suspect, for a lot of people. Right, so Tracker's interesting, but we don't have that many lands. Oh, right. Oh, and the other reason I have like this music that is like seemingly random otherwise is like, remember that like, so something that you might not know is if you put like music on stream that's specific to like licensed, like if your stream, like once your stream, that's fine, but once your stream ends, your video is auto muted. So that means that like if I loaded my videos like on YouTube, they might get like taken down. Yeah. So yeah. So that's why there's no licensed music on stream. Is because if I put licensed music, the Twitch video on demands get muted, and the YouTube streams like get taken down. So I have to auto mute them. And I feel like a lot of people are gonna rewatch these videos in the future. At least, you know, like because you want to learn the deck, and these are all like decent intros. So, like as to like kind of trying to figure out the starting lines. You're not like you're like watching like a player that's like, I'm pretty decent, but like I'm learning all these decks on the fly. So you learn like the mistakes as I go, right? So, but I want to make sure like you can hear my voice afterwards, because like it'd be really silly. You're like, okay, I want to learn this deck, and like you see like me going for a 4-minute tank and no voice. Yeah, I don't think Tracker's good. I don't think Witness is great either. Witness is only good if you get it with company. I gotta check Elves and like just see, sorry, and just see what like people have been running on the board. Where's Elves? Or even counters company. Like they have a lot of value creatures, so we can learn from other decks. So Elves, sideboard options. Burton Forge Tender I don't like anymore, just because Kozilek's Return is a thing. And we have Selfless Spirit, so like it's not necessary in my view. Fracturing Gust is kind of a cool option, but you have Kataki. Aegis of the Gods. So Aegis of the Gods is a 2/1 for 2 that gives you hexproof. I'm not 100% sure what that would be for, except like Storm. But even Storm, like they have, like if they combo off, like they're gonna get there. I'm not a fan of that. Canonist is the other card, but I think Eidolon or Rhetoric does that, so it's choosing one. Phyrexian Revoker, probably not. Tajur Preserver. Spells and abilities your opponents control can't cause you to sacrifice permanents. I think if I was gonna like put something else, I'd put like a card that can kind of win the game on their own, like Colossus. Oh, Aegis is in response to Valakut triggers. That's really cool. That means that like it's super hard for you, but like Valakut kills you in other ways. But I guess it kills like their non-creature disruption draws. Yeah, I like the text like this with no reminder. It's great. So this would be against like Valakut. I think this is a remix of one of my favorite pieces from Final Fantasy IX. I'm not sure like the actual version's good. Yeah. It's probably bad though. Like I don't like cards like this, but yeah, I'm not sure. 1 second. Ad nauseum? No, ad nauseum boards it. At least always keeps in a pact of negation. Oh, like if we had it in play, but ad nauseum boards in fatal pushes, and they always keep in pact of negation. So like you're not beating ad nauseum with this. I mean, you might beat a really bad ad nauseum player, but like if they keep like one pact in, like, and they board in fatal push because you're elves, there's no reason not to. They also have Lab Maniac, which somebody pointed out. Like, there's a lot of reasons not to. Kazali Pride Mage. We have Reclamation Sage. Lowing Shaman is kind of a cool one. But Scavenging Ooze does the same. I'm just gonna, like, search, like, cards tutorable by Court of Calling. Because somebody will have made, like, the video with somebody will have made an article with this. Okay, so oh no, they're looking at crappy standard X when it was back in standard. Come on. Oh man, there are even worse decks. These don't have sideboard options. That's awful. Oh my god. What would be another good core target? Like, yeah. No, like, giving yourself Expert against Ad Nauseam is good if it would resolve, but it won't. And it will die to Fatal Push. And they have it, like, yeah, there's a million reasons why it's bad. I don't think you want Aegis. We want something else. I would like something against a big mana deck, but, like, a creature that, like, is good against a big mana deck, like, I'm pretty sure I would know that. Like, especially in green-white, like... Because, like, these are the company decks, so, like, for sure it would have been out. Like, Sage is, like, the only one I can think of. I could also put, like, a Stony Silence in the sideboard. You know what? Rather than putting some bad cards, how about we just put a Stony Silence? That just seems best. Just put a Stony Silence. That's just much better. Why is this Aegis back? Get out. Right. Yeah, that way you have Kataki to tutor, and you can draw Ira Kataki. Gadok Teague? Yeah, that's a great idea with Corden collected. Fracturing Gust is cool, but no, I think Stony Silence is where you want to be. It's cheap, it's efficient, it's good. It works against yeah, Stony Silence is where we want to be. Like, right. I'd rather have free Rest in Peace the way the format's shaping up. We have Eidolon, so we don't need Canonist. I like the effect. I don't think we need Canonist, though. And they have Lightning Bolt, so I think the 1/4 body is better. Teague is not that good, because while it does stop their Scape Shift, Teague is not surviving very often, and it stops your Collected Company and Chords in the future, so I don't like it. I think you just accept that, like, Scape Shift is a bad matchup for you. I think it's totally fine to go, like, Valakut's not a good matchup. What is above Colossus? Fairgrounds Warden. So, yeah, I think you want this Fairgrounds Warden. Like, there were so many matchups where I really wanted this effect. Like, I think, like, like, even against, like a Shadow or something, like, just playing this is pretty okay. I think Free Paths is okay, Free Rips is okay, and you play a Stony Silence and a Kataki. Yeah, that seems good. I think this is, like, this is how I would build Elves, I think. I loved the mana base. I thought the mana base was great. Like, the quad Horizon Canopy was, like, an Odo awesomeness. The Fauna Shaman was kind of weird. We never really had a chance to try it. It is a one-of. I don't know what you would put instead of it. I mean, I guess if you, like, main decking something... Like, I don't see what you were... Yeah, like, I don't know. The Fauna Shaman... If you wanted, like, an extra sideboard slot, like... Value stuff postboard? I think it's fine. Azuri is, like, value on its own. And a lot of the decks for removal use Snapcaster Mage, so Rest in Peace is okay. I think you would, like, against the removal decks, you just want a Colossus, like... You could take out the Fauna Shaman and main deck something else. I guess isn't, like, so bad to main deck a Selfless Spirit. Cavern? Why only 2 caverns? Look at your sideboard. Look at the caverns. Now look back at your sideboard and look back at the caverns and realize how they don't synergize. I think that's the problem. Is like main deck cavern is totally fine, but post board it's just not a card you can have. So that's why. There's also like what counter spells are you really worried about? Let's be honest. People are gonna board out Romance against you, and like the counter spells you care about are probably gonna hit Company or Chord. Oh, sorry. By the way, somebody asked about a Merfolk Day. I have done a Merfolk Day. The video on demand should be on my channel. The deck performed well. I liked it. I thought Merfolk was really well positioned back. I think it's well positioned for the same reasons that I think Elf is well positioned, where Elves is kind of like a combo creature deck. So like we won quite a few games, not going for like full combo, but just like valuing a bit and then like Azuri them out. So I really like that aspect. Merfolk like had spreading seas, which made it, I think like Elves is quicker, so but Merfolk had spreading seas. So like it's a difference on like how and like Curse Catcher. So it's basically like, do you want to stop what your opponent does or not? If the answer is yes, you should play Merfolk. If you don't care, then you should play Elves. I thought both decks were well positioned at the moment because they're both also decent against burn. Well, post board this might get harder, but yeah. Actually, wait, yeah, it might be good. Right. So as for Amulet Titan, right now on Twitter I have a poll for the deck I'm gonna run tomorrow. So tomorrow I am running one of the following 4 decks, which you can vote on. The 4 decks are Mardu Pyromancer, As Foretold Living End, Bring to Life Shapeshift, and Amulet Titan. So if you're interested in one of those decks in particular, you can like, my Twitter is like the same as my channel, and like just vote for like the one you want. They're like 80 votes. There's like 18 hours left, so the result will be like about 2 hours before my stream starts. Right, so I really want a second Stony Silence. I think it's like just such a good card against Tron. And then to do that, we lose the Fauna Shaman, I think, and we would gain yeah, the visual deck list generator just crashed. Yeah. Right. So what's the least bad main deck card? Fairground Warden would be interesting, but there's not many creatures we care about. Sage, I think, is wrong. Ooze is not. Mind Sensor, no. War Wage, of course not. I think it's Selfless Spirit. I think one Selfless Spirit is in like the end of the world. Like, it's not the best main deck card, but it's not like so bad. And like, yeah, they probably have a little less removal. So I like the Selfless Spirit. Like, Fauna Shaman is probably better, but yeah, I think Spirit main deck is good. Because like, Ooze is okay, but I think pre-board it's about speed, and Selfless Spirit, like, when you have like infinite mana and excess of chords, you could like do something, so it's okay. I think Spirit is the right call here. Right, I like this a lot more. I think Stony Silence is like a card that could have really helped us. It's really good against Affinity as well. Yeah, I would run this. This is the next deck I would run. Let me think. It's 6 o'clock. I don't really. I feel like okay. Here's the thing. I think that the 5 games I ran with Elves were pretty representative of what could happen. With I think match 4 was ludicrous. Like, we should have lost. We should have won game 1 and like not play game 3, but like we should have lost game 3 too because our opponent had like Worship. Let me skip this. Right, so like our opponent had Worship and we hadn't boarded in Reclamation Sage, and that almost destroyed us entirely. But then we eventually got there because we drew all 3 of our paths. We got super lucky. But like with Fairground Warden and Sage, we would have actually needed such luck. This is fun. Okay. I prefer the bass music for this deck, for this the bass video game music for this one than the remix, but yeah, the bass is really nice. Yeah, this is what I would do. 1 second. Yeah. 1 second. I had to move something quickly. Right, there we go. Okay. So yeah, I would... Yeah, I'm not going to run an Everleague. So I'm sorry for those that did want an Everleague. because I think that the league was representative enough. I think that if you're interested in Elves, the matches I played were relatively represented. There were 2 matches against Shadow, which was one thing, but we played against a bunch of removal decks, so those games were super interesting. I still like the approach you might want to take. And we played against Tron and a big mana, and and then like a creature deck that can't interact. I think like non-interactive combo would be the same as like kind of big mana. I think this sideboard would be much better, so I wouldn't run the version I ran. I would rather run this. I think like we lost a lot of the cards that like felt super bad to me, like Lead the Stampede. I think Shaper Sanctuary is fine, but I think the best plan is to just go Colossi on there. And then we have Stony Silences as well for those matchups. Right, I would do something like this. So I gotta take a screenshot. Yeah. Right, so I guess end the stream stuff. Thank you so much for watching. If you haven't given the channel a follow, please do. Tomorrow, we are watching... You are going to be watching a deck you vote for. So my Twitter channel has a poll, which I will link to right now in chat. And basically, in that link, you can vote for the deck you want me to run tomorrow. So the options are Mardu Pyromancer, As Foretold Living End, Bring to Light Scapeshift, and Emulate Titan. I will run one of those decks tomorrow. Yeah. And then, if you're interested in any deck, you can always check my schedule. I usually run my streams at 3 p.m. There are some exceptions, but like I've indicated them on the schedule. The biggest one is that this Friday, we're going to have a special... I'm going to double check with Lee Shitian tonight to double check, but Lee wanted to commit as a guest so on the stream. So he'll be guest streaming with me, and we'll play Gristle Shulbrand on Friday with him. And Lee is like one of the best, well, like bar none, one of the best modern players on the planet. So that should be like, you'll get like some incredible insights, more than I guess you get from me in that set spot. And I'll kind of act as a, yeah, I'll just like entertain, host, play the cards, yeah. Otherwise, yeah. Well, Lee only slow rolls in real life. I mean, the Hong Kong guys do that. That's like a Hong Kong thing. It's not... I don't think it's Li Shitian that like slow rolls necessarily every minute. It's like, if you watch any Hong Kong player, when they need to draw a card, they'll like squeeze the card. And I better get used to it because I'm teaming with Wing Yam Chung for Kyoto and the Pro Tour. So most likely for the PT and definitely for Grand Prix Kyoto. So I definitely need to get used to that. Yeah. As for Elves, I actually felt the deck was pretty okay. I think you need a ton of experience with this deck. I think this deck is underplayed for how good it felt. I thought there were a lot more decks that were way worse than this, honestly. I thought this deck was much better than some of the other decks I've played. It should be weak against big mana, but the Devoted Druid engine gives you a really nice angle. Like against Tron, like we just natural turn free them, it was perfect. So yeah. Yeah, I would play this version. I would try to give this a shot. That's pretty much it. Thank you for watching. I'll post both lists on Twitter, and that basically sums it up, to be honest with you. I really appreciate everybody watching. That was awesome. Tomorrow's Community's Choice, and I'll see you all tomorrow. Thank you so much for watching. Really appreciate it. Take care, and bye-bye.